Joe, Dylan, Steve. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chomp Chain with a Chomp Chain Podcast. 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 Suck it.
Hi, everybody. The Chomp Chain Podcast, episode 12, is brought to you by the new hit show on NBC, Squeak E. Mulligan, the Golfin' Dolphin. Join Squeak and his caddy sidekick, Clubber, on their 18-hole hijinks around Platypus Gardens Country Club. Things go awry when wealthy business tycoon Duck Bill Johnson becomes the new owner and bans Squeak from the upcoming tournament. Tune in Sunday nights at 8 for a flippin' good time. Episode 12 is also brought to you by Dugaldorf's Fragrance for Men, scientifically tailored to match the natural scent of teenage heartthrob Darren Dugaldorf. Each 6-ounce bottle comes with a copy of Darren's new album, Dougal Style, absolutely free. And last but not least, the Chomp Chain Podcast is brought to you by the International Institute for the Preservation of Fart Noises. Since 1610, the IIPFN has opened over 500 museums worldwide dedicated to the art of the fart. Support nonprofits like Flatulence University and the Museum of Fine Farts by visiting us on Twitter at PodcastChomp. Tonight's programming made possible by the aforementioned sponsors and listeners like you.
You guys ever fart so hard that you feel like you're gonna rip your pants?
Yeah.
Happened to me on the way over here.
You ever ripped your pants and then farted?
No.
And it's just like raw fart onto the earth?
Dylan, is Clubber a seal?
Clubber, I was thinking, but I thought it was too cheap if he was a seal, but
what else would he be?
I don't know, but his name is Clubber, but it's also like he's a seal, but it's also like he deals with clubs because they're golfing.
Yeah.
He goes clubbing?
They could go clubbing. There
like
could
a
be some
triple
hijinks.
entendre?
I don't know. You have to tune in and see.
Yeah. Thanks to our sponsors for coming up.
Yeah.
big.
Squeak E. Mulligan.
Really,
It's like
really
like
paying
E
the
is his
bills
middle
around
initial.
here.
Yeah, they do.
Hey guys,
Keeps the lights on.
welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
I guess I should just get out of the way now.
That Chris
In
is sick?
Guess you already can't fucking tell. I'm super sick. I'm gonna be coughing. I'm gonna be sneezing. I'm
Chris
gonna be casting
and
spells.
Steve's half sick,
I'm gonna get him sick by tonight.
so they're on the same mic,
my tongue's
on the
going
same
in there.
couch.
I'm already sick. That was weird. That's not gonna get me sick when you're talking in my ear.
And Dylan and I are not sick, and we're gonna try to keep it that way.
Until me and Chris spit in your mouths.
Yeah.
I like a little spit in my mouth.
See the power of best friends over here.
The power of best
You know,
friends.
you just lean in instead of yanking it away from me.
I know.
Well, I didn't want to get
Yeah.
too close because I'm sick.
I'm already sick.
Yeah, dude, just fucking.
You're just gonna speed up the process and make this easier for me.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of
Yeah, it's a swift
instead
kill.
of getting sick like a week from now, he's just gonna wake up tomorrow and feel like shit.
Yeah.
So whatever.
I'm not gonna prolong, and then he gets Bud. He can start fighting it off, I guess.
Right.
All right, what are we talking about today?
And it's
boys?
the weekend, so you got time to play
Well,
video games.
I don't, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Because you have to work
Yeah.
like a fucking idiot.
Sucks. Kill me.
You work with puppies, though.
Not really.
No, you just work in proximity to puppies.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a prison guard.
Right. A puppy prison guy.
Prison guard. That's brutal.
Dude.
It is. My heart hurts every night.
I'm just imagining them all in like jumpsuits with stripes and shit. They're all like walking down a line, all sad looking.
You're just
No,
like
they don't-
rubbing a billy club against their bars.
Yeah.
Wake up, bitch!
Yeah. No, that'd be mean.
Yeah, it would.
They just sleep all night.
Like most of us.
True. Not me.
That's
All
right.
right, guys.
All right.
Did anybody play video games this week?
No.
Wait, hold up. What do you do at night then, Steve, if you're not sleeping?
I'm working.
He's a puppy prison.
Well, when you're
prison
not
guard.
working.
I sleep at like I go to bed like 4.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So that way I'm
I'm in
later.
bed at fucking 10:45 like every weeknight.
Well, if I go to bed early on the night I'm not working, and then I'll
True.
like if I went to bed early tonight, and then woke up early tomorrow,
You'll be sleeping
I'd
at
be
work.
up all fucking day.
Right, yeah. No good. Okay, let's go.
Or we're still going.
What are you about?
What are they about? That's it. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Yeah,
Thanks for
good
the
episode.
sponsors.
We gotta pull this one up.
Well, all right. So
Nothing's happened yet.
Pull what up? My pants?
Chris
Yeah, pull your pants up.
and Dylan, you need to play Metal Gear Online because it's super fun.
Yeah.
But it's
You
like
make it sound cool.
it's really good. I mean, it's got like some issues, but obviously it just came out, so like it's like I've gotten some weird things where like I'll queue for a match, and it'll like go in like I'm gonna get it, and then it'll just be like, oh no, like you go disconnected, and it'll
So-
do it like 4 times in a row, and then I'd finally get into a match.
I hate that. Just
Yeah.
just waiting around for online
Well,
games
at
really
least like the cool
bothers
part
me.
is like you're in like a free mode, when you're
So like GTA.
kind of, but it's just you.
Oh, okay.
Like more like almost like Red Dead.
Okay.
If you're in this little area, you can like shoot your guns, you have infinite ammo and all this like fun stuff. And you're like, I'm gonna go. You open up your drawer. You're like, I'm gonna go pick a match, and then you just like the thing goes down the bottom. You just run around and do whatever you want. I don't know if like the three of us run a party, if we'd all be together. I would hope so.
That would be
just,
cool.
Like tossing each other.
Right.
So I don't think you can die in that.
You can't die in free roam?
Free roam, yeah, because it's just you by yourself.
And there's no one to yell snake? Or just your name?
Yeah, whatever you named yourself.
Is it the avatar that you made at the beginning of the game? Awesome.
When you reach level 6, you can make another one or two more.
Oh.
So you can make it like a girl or
I'll probably
a dude
re-up.
or
Probably re-up.
I made my guy look like Michael
you
Jordan.
can fix it in game.
I don't want to. It's perfect.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. No. All right, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you meant like you wanted to remake them.
So like explain the logistics of to me of like the matches and stuff.
Well, there's 3 different game modes.
Okay.
Bounty Hunter, which is like team deathmatch, but it's the way it works is you got I think 30 tickets each. It's 6-on-6. Every time you kill someone, you get a bounty put on you. So like if I kill, like say we're in a match, 4 of us are in a match. For some reason it's 2v2. You guys are one team, me and Chris are another. Joe's just fucking wrecking shop. He's got 10 kills, and like me and Chris are struggling. Dylan, you're doing all right. I don't know. So it's 20 to 30 right now, or 25 to 15, we'll say. So Joe's got 10 kills. I mean, he's got a 10 bounty. He's got a little 10 over his head. Chris sneaks around, spends 15 minutes. It's not going to take that long because time runs out. But he spends time running around, seeing up, tranks Joe. Joe's asleep. You're off fighting me. Chris Fulton's Joe out.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys lose a ticket, and then we gain 10 tickets because he had 10
You get all of
bounties
his
on him.
kills. Oh.
So, like, and the only problem, like, there's a couple problems with it. The one I really have is the walking gear, but I'll get into that in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that no one ever does that. Like, almost nobody does that. It's just it turns into like a normal deathmatch, and it's like, it would just be more fun if you guys try to be sneaky, but everyone's just like.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with like most online games.
Which is why if I feel like if the 3 of us played,
Right.
it would be better because like one of like I could be like
right, parties
a
are
tanky or a person, and you two could be sneaky, and I could like distract somebody while you guys sneak up behind them. But it's just really hard to do that when you're not competing with anybody else.
right, and it encourages party play.
It would
like,
be interesting
for
to
us.
see how this changes over time. Because now I feel like hype for Metal Gear is still super, super high amongst people who know nothing about the series. Not to say that that's any less valid, but MGO is now flooded with people who love online shooters. In a month or two from now, it may have formed into hopefully something like what Steve you just described, because that sounds so fucking cool. Being able to like sneak around and do shit like that in a multiplayer setting, like that's awesome. And it's not just another shooter, you know?
Well, there's another game mode which is like capture points, which is pretty much nothing. You go to a point, capture it, you have to hold onto them until the bar fills up,
Yeah.
and then you do the other, like you switch. And the third one is Cloak and Dagger, which is one team is like all like you just can only kill people, and the other team is invisible all the time and can only trank people. And the invisible people have to go steal 2 discs, and the other guys just have to hold them off, which is really fun because that's once again just like sneaky. It's just a pain in the ass because like I think the way it works is that if one of you gets seen, it like blows all of your invisibility.
Oh,
Like so
okay.
it's like you know, if you get caught, Dylan, and we're all on a team, the dude like you hear like that like noise when someone sees you, and like the exclamation point like goes up, and then everyone just loses their cloaking. So if you're like about to sneak by somebody and that happens, you're just out in the open now and you're
Right.
fucked because once you're dead, you're out.
So you have to be careful.
Yeah, but yeah. I want to go into the walking gear because they're in multiplayer. If anybody who doesn't know what
That's
walking-
interesting.
anyone who doesn't know what a walking gear is, it's like a bipedal robot thing you get in.
I guess he's using like the Metal Gear
Well-
terminology, bipedal.
It's bipedal is just we're
I know,
bipedal.
but they always use that word.
I believe it's
describe it.
bipedal.
Whatever. And like it's pretty much it's got a Gatling gun on it, and it's got like a shield in the front, so you can only be killed on the back if you're in it.
Wait, it doesn't have the trank on it like
No,
in
it
the
has
game?
like dual pistols or a
Okay.
Gatling gun. And there's I think 4 of them, 2 for each team, and it's just like the worst part about it because it just like completely ruins any stealth action. It's just like, well,
Yeah.
there's always gonna be like 4 people running around with those things just gunning people down, and it's like, well, it's not fun anymore because like, yeah, you can take them out. It's just like a little bit of a pain. If you shoot them enough, they blow up. But it's just like they shouldn't be in like they should make a game mode where they have them in them, or they
Yeah,
should come in
where
like at the
they're
very
required.
end, like the last minute, the Metal Gear, like the walking gear activate. And you're like, oh, now I gotta like rush through it.
Uh-huh.
But just like in the end, it just ends up like that's what makes it more like a shooter. Is just that like people always hop in those, and you're just like gunning tons of people down, like getting like a shit ton of kills. You're like, this isn't fun anymore.
Well, do you think that's on purpose though? Because it's not, the game itself isn't a typical shooter. Do you think that if they'd want to, Konami would want to rope the
I don't know. I think
the
I would think
third
it would
person
be-
shooter crowd? And
I think you can do a first person shooter if you do R1.
no, I said third person.
Oh, third
Like, just
person.
as a shooter.
Well, it
like,
goes into first person. The only way you can shoot with the walking gear is in first person. So it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
even like.
true.
It's just I think they should. I think it would have been better without them. Is all I'm saying, because it makes it like forces. Even if they weren't in them, you could still play it totally a shooter. But it just adds like a little bit of annoyance where you're just like, well, that guy's not even good at the game. He's just in the walking gear, and he's just like tearing through people because he's got a Gatling gun and he's pretty much invincible from the back. And like he just doesn't know what he's doing. He's just like, I want to pick this because it's like overpowered.
Yeah, I don't really love the walker gear even in the story mode.
No,
Like I don't really ever deploy with it. I usually have D-Dog. I don't really just like the idea of
Yeah.
of like Big Boss just like trucking around trying to be like some stealthy super soldier and this big fucking metal two-legged thing just traversing Afghanistan completely conspicuously. It doesn't make any and it doesn't
well,
fit
I
in
guess
with him.
apparently it's stealthy. The one you get.
It says it's stealthy. It doesn't seem or look stealthy to me.
I don't know.
It-
I've never
it-
used it.
I don't really use it either. I used it to escape from
Yeah, but that's
the
a
Huey.
different one. That's not the same one. That one's not stealthy.
Oh, there's a different one that
The
I
one
haven't
you get,
unlocked
the
yet.
D-Walker.
D-Walker, yeah.
Yeah, that's not the one you use in the mission. Technically.
Oh, really? I didn't even notice.
That one's just like it looks slightly better. But the one
Mm-hmm.
you apparently get, it's like stealthy and like you can go invisible when you're not in it and all
Yeah.
this shit.
So do you like have a sortie before you deploy where you can pick whatever weapons your R&D team is developed, or is it all
It has nothing
even?
to do with single player.
Oh, okay, so your mother base is
No.
not involved.
That's
Oh.
what the other part. I think it just came out where like people can invade your mother base and fuck it up.
I don't want people to invade my mother
It's
base.
optional.
Do you think that this will ever be sold separately, so people could just play MGO? Because it's sold separately in Japan.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's fun. I'm probably gonna play it a lot. I can imagine that it's going to just get better because it's only like version 1.0 right now.
Right.
It even says it. Like that's why it's
out
like
for a
bugs.
day.
Yeah. So like it's gonna get better. It's fun. It just needs some tweaks. I think.
Is it cross-platform?
I don't think so.
Bummer.
I mean, I can't tell. There's no way to know. It's not like someone has a PS4 like logo above their head.
Yeah, I know. I just figured that'd be something that you'd hear about.
Not
if it
that
was.
not that it matters, I guess. But nothing against Xbox players. It always just seems really weird to me seeing the Metal Gear logo with like the green Xbox logo next to it. I don't know if you guys get that at all, but it's always been I'm a PlayStation fanboy and I'm very sick.
I don't
so
know.
My thoughts aren't coming in through too clearly, but
As an outside perspective, I don't think that matters.
I know. I'm not saying it always just looks weird to me every time I see
I know,
like
I'm
the
just
green
giving-
logo next to the Metal Gear name.
Yeah.
It always just strikes me as like slightly off.
I'm giving you a hard time.
Yeah, I know. Shut up, Jeff.
Well, that was like seeing the Call of Duty on the Nintendo Wii. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
that looks
That looks
goofy.
weird.
That looks
Right.
very goofy.
It also played goofy. That's why they only made one of them.
What was that? Modern Warfare or Black Ops or something?
It definitely wasn't Modern Warfare.
Wasn't 2?
It could have been.
2 was definitely on one of them. I
It
think.
could have been.
Three was
Wait,
definitely-
you say
Call of Duty 3.
Call of Duty
COD 3? Yeah, I was gonna say because Modern Warfare was. It would not have been able to run on the Wii. No fucking way.
COD Blops?
COD Blops. COD Blops 3.
COD
Isn't that-
Blops Pod.
Isn't that coming out, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't
wanted-
play one of those games if you bought me them
I
and the
almost-
rest of them that ever came out.
I almost bought
Right now.
Call of Duty Black Ops 3 because the special edition came with the fucking mini fridge. And I was like, I want that mini fridge.
Yeah, I know.
It
It's
looks
a
super
$60
cool.
mini fridge, and then
Did
you can
you
just
see it?
flip the game on fucking
Yeah,
eBay.
that's what I would have done.
Yeah,
Because it wasn't
I
even
did
that
it. I
expensive.
remember you telling me about that, and I was very confused as to what you were talking about. I'm still confused.
What?
Like it, I don't. It's an actual mini fridge. Is
Yeah,
there
it's,
like a
I don't
gimmick?
know how big it is, but it's just like it's a mini fridge because like there's I only know this from watching Let's Plays. There's stuff in zombie mode called Juggernog, which like you drink it makes you stronger.
Okay.
And it's like a Juggernog mini fridge, and I was like,
See, I do
fucking
like.
want that. It
I
looks
like
awesome.
the zombie mode.
Yeah, that's.
I've never played it in Black Ops 2, but I remember playing it back in the day. Black Ops 1. I was fucking trash at it. I was so bad. But it was fun, and I thought it was way better than the actual campaign and the actual matchmaking
I
online.
think a lot of people agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why it's black people
going,
get
yeah.
pumped about Black Ops. I mean,
Did you just
I just said
say-
black people get pumped about. That's not what I meant to say at all. People get pumped about Black Ops because of zombies.
You only get away with that because Black was already going to be in the
Right,
sentence.
and you know what I'm
I
trying to
know
say.
it's okay.
It's been a long day, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, I mean, if they sold the zombie game separately for like a reasonable
Yeah, I
price,
probably would have gotten it.
I would probably consider buying that too.
Yeah.
But definitely not the full game. It's
No.
just,
Like I said, I would have just gotten it for the mini fridge. Probably just been like, I'm gonna get rid of the game now because I don't want it.
Right.
But it's sold out. Like
You should
right
just do
away.
it anyway.
No,
That'd be
they're
sick.
sold out. That's why I didn't get it.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's fucking so stupid.
You
Yeah.
just got confirmation on something else, though, right?
Yeah, Fallout 4 is definitely coming. Or released from Best Buy. I don't know about Amazon yet.
Oh, you got your
My
trip
Pit
to
Boy.
Boston?
No, I hope so.
You got your trip 7
I
miles
want
down
to
the
win
street?
so bad, so they could just be like, "All right, so you're gonna get a free trip to Boston."
What
It's
would they
like-
say to you?
They sent a taxi to you?
I don't know. I don't. That's why I want to. Like,
I'd be like, just give me airline points. And
there's
we'll
like
call it
no
even. I
way
don't know.
for like me to ever like tweak it unless like Bethesda listens to this and I can like do it because it's like
They're
you,
listening.
like, they like put you up in a hotel and like pay for the flight and everything, and imagine just like me winning and just being like, yeah, so well, how is this gonna work? Because I live like I can drive there in like half an hour.
Isn't there like a little airport? No, there's a bus terminal in Woburn that goes to
No,
the
there's an airport in Manchester.
Yeah, so I'll
You
drive
can just
I'll
drive to
to
Manchester and then fly to Logan
and then
for free.
stay in a hotel for
Yeah.
3 nights.
Right, and then just for no reason.
Yeah, even though I can go home,
You still have to like go to work and stuff.
then fly back to Manchester and drive home.
When I was like 10 years old, I went with my dad's side of the family on a vacation to Boston, and we stayed in a hotel. The one catch is that my cousins from New York were there, so it was like for
Yeah.
them it was a vacation, but there was like 6 of us also who were just from Massachusetts and like the greater Boston area. But we all stayed. It was pretty cool. You like act like you're a tourist, but it's like I just live 15 minutes up the street.
How long ago was that?
When I was 10.
Oh, did you say that?
Dylan, didn't you also have like a Christmas present experience?
Yeah,
With
yeah.
your dad's side of the family? I remember.
yeah.
I think. Do you want to tell that story?
Sure.
Okay.
So it was Christmas, and it was probably like I want to say like 2006,
Yeah.
maybe.
So you're a
2000
teenager. You're like 16.
Yeah, I was around there, and I got this Christmas present from my aunt, and it's this big box, and she hands it to me, and she's like, "Merry Christmas," and I'm like, "Oh, cool." So I start unwrapping it, get to the end of that, and then I realized, ooh, it's another box. Classic.
Classic
Love
move.
this shit.
That's such an aunt move.
Oh, it's an aunt move. Very aunt. Super aunt. So I'm
If
like,
you're an
all
aunt,
right,
I bet you're pulling that move right now. on somebody.
definitely. And if you're not, then here's your idea for the holidays. Do it. Because it's a great idea. I was like, oh shit, it's another box. Thanks for the box. Just kidding. I'll keep going. So
Hold on, I forgot how this story ended until just now, and I'm very excited.
yeah. So I unwrapped the second box to lo and behold a third box.
Still sheepishly.
Yeah,
playing
just
along,
like,
oh.
and I think
Okay.
I think you should probably stop after the third box, have it be in the fourth box, because by then, nah, not for her. I get to box number 4, and I'm like, all right, yeah, still box.
At this
So-
point, it's like you're treading towards that like
Yeah.
line of absurdity where you would have to literally get like 10 boxes for it to be funny again. At this point, you're now you're just annoyed.
Yeah, now it's like box 5, and it's about the size of like maybe I don't know the box of Joe's Toon Link action figure. For if you haven't seen the box of Joe's Toon Link action figure, just go ahead and go on the YouTubes, search Chomp Chain Unboxcast, and you'll see what the fuck I'm talking about. So it's about that size, and I'm like, all right, here we go. Finally, get to the bread and butter of this thing, and it's just a square. And it's wrapped in just plastic. I can tell it's plastic, and it's wrapped in just wrapping paper. There's no box. So I'm like, oh, okay. Cool, maybe it's like a CD or something. So I open it. Remember, 2006. I open this, and I just see Harry Potter's face. And I was like, what could this fucking be? And I continue to unwrap it. It is a copy of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for the PlayStation 1. PS1, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. And after all that gigantic buildup of like 12,000 boxes, I had to actually pretend like I was stoked that I got Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone for PS1.
This game came out in 2001,
2001, yeah.
so it was 5 years later.
And the real like thing, at least like the personal zinger for me, was that this was my aunt who played video games. When I met this side of my family like later in life. So when I met her, we bonded a little bit over the fact that we both played video games, and she was like, oh yeah, we play computer games. We play Age of Empires, and we play Doom. And I was like, oh, cool. So she's the only one who knew shit about video games, and then she goes and pulls that garbage on me. The double kicker is I played that fucking game.
I played that game too. Actually.
I played it.
But I probably played it in 2001.
Right, I played it, like, honest, I didn't play it for months, and then one day I was like, I mean, I do like Harry Potter. I was like, oh, let's see what this is all about. And it was actually, like, it was okay. It was pretty fun, but I got maybe 4 or 5 hours into it and then never saved. Like I played it for 4 or 5 hours straight because I was, I don't know, like 15, and I was just stayed up late one night, and then it just froze on a loading screen, and it like didn't have any autosave, and I never saved, and I was like, well, there goes that portion of my life.
There was lots of that back in that era, like
Yeah.
the manual save. My first big experience with that was Final Fantasy VIII, which turned out, one of my favorite games. I don't need to say it every time, but I fucking do. I rented it, and like I went to the save point when I found it, but in that it's like press triangle, go into the menu, then select save, then select the save slot. I thought it was just like you run over the save point and it will save, because I had done that in like other video games. And
Which ones? That sounds.
I think like Crash Bandicoot, don't quote me on that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I thought
well-
that just going to the save point and then like pressing X on the menu was like enough
Yeah, I could
to
see
be like,
that.
oh, I saved it. Plus, I was very young.
Right.
My reading comprehension skills, I could read all the words, but that doesn't mean I knew how to put them all together.
You're like, ooks.
Like Ooks. Yeah, there's a character named Zoo, XU, and I just said Ooks, just backwards. So it was just easier for my...
I think it's actually shoe.
Is it Shu?
I think that's how X is pronounced in
I
Chinese.
bet it is. Yeah, I bet it is. But yeah, 8-year-old me just didn't even fucking give it the time of day. You should have seen me on some of those names. Like, it was bad. I'm not going to get into it. But I played the first mission. I always played the game. Ooh, you go to class, and then you go to fight, you go to the fire cavern to fight Ifrit, however you want to say it. You do that. That's like your first boss. Then you go back to school, do a bunch of like more talking and shit. Then you go on like their first mission and fight a bunch of bad guys and fight a second boss. That second boss, like 2 hours into the game, maybe more, I don't remember, used to take it's probably like 4 or 5 hours. I used to get to that. Like I got to that maybe 2 or 3 times that first time I rented it, and then would die, and then would have to start over from the beginning of the game again. And I just thought that was it. But I still loved that game for some reason. I wanted to know so fucking bad what happened after you beat that. I think that's why I ended up buying it after I rented it, because I just needed to know. And then by then I figured out how to fucking save.
Didn't we have a very similar experience, the two of us, maybe even you, Steve, of having a PS2 but no memory card
Yeah.
and playing the bouncer? Yeah,
Holy
and
shit.
getting up to that second boss. It's not the first boss; it's the second boss who's in the trees and he's all Mugatsu. Yes, getting up to that second. I got there and died probably like 6 or 7 times before I got a memory card.
I would get there and die almost every single time. But when you're children, you're just like, you have that diligence, like the perseverance. Like,
Right.
oh, okay, I'm just gonna do it again.
Plus,
And-
it was not too far
Yeah.
gone from the days of no memory cards
Sure,
at all.
sure.
3 continues. That
So
was
we
it.
could still, we're now of a generation that probably can't live without that. But back then, we could still manage it.
Right.
And well, after that is Duragon, the fight with Duragon, where he like ties his arm up behind his back. I remember that guy's name. And
Good.
Duragon C. Mikado. When you select him in the fighter screen, it says everybody's name. Sion Barzad.
Barzad was his last name.
yeah, something
That's
like that.
hard.
Yeah.
What was Ko's last name?
I can't remember.
Kane.
Cocaine. I was gonna say Cola Foe, but I don't think that's what it
It's
is.
close to that.
I gotta look it up. Steve, look it up. But no, after that, yeah, it's that boss fight, and then immediately into another boss fight, and it
Oh,
was another one of
yeah.
those things. Where it was like, I want to fucking know what happens. It's just driving me nuts.
Yeah.
And oh god, I almost had the same thing happen with Final Fantasy X.
That's one of the very few Final Fantasy games I've played.
Huh?
Yeah, I hated it.
Yeah.
I rented it. Didn't like it.
Doesn't really seem like your jam.
I was like, what's this stupid sport?
Yeah.
This fucking
It's a stupid name, Titus.
Titus.
I'm
Uh,
always corrected to Titus, but like, yeah, come on.
Tit US.
That's even sillier than Titus.
Titus.
Everybody in like Steve's favorite Final Fantasy character of all time comes from Final Fantasy X though. Waka, the Blitzball player.
You know it.
on Steve's MySpace long ago when that was still a viable thing. I used to just post pictures of this character Waka, who's not Steve's favorite character, but I used to be like, hey man, like found some cool images of your favorite
You were right
character.
about his last name, by the way.
His name is Colafo.
Yeah, or it's like Leifo.
Leifo, wow, go me. Yeah, I used to just post pictures of Waka on Steve's MySpace comment like section. People would be like, "Hey, hi, what's up? Comment back." Remember that shit?
Oh yeah.
It was. I mean, that was big for our generation.
Can you still find MySpaces?
I
Are they
think
still
so.
active?
I don't know.
Or do they deactivate all
No.
like the old ones?
They're there.
Yeah.
They're definitely there.
I tried finding mine like a year ago and I couldn't do it. I don't know why.
I logged into
Somebody
mine
was trying to
and-
help you. I think. You don't want to relive MySpace. Sometimes you don't want to see.
Oh
that
no,
shit.
for sure. Yeah, I don't know why I was looking.
You know,
anyway,
another
but-
thing that helped me and Dylan become friends. Remember, you used to post bulletins so like
Yeah,
everybody could see it.
New profile pic.
Yeah,
Like my pic
But no,
too.
Dylan posted one,
So
and like
fucking
I knew you, but you posted one, and it was a mod of Oblivion of you fighting like a snow yeti or something. Hey,
It wasn't-
motorcycle, quiet down out
It
there.
wasn't even my screenshot. It was a screenshot
Yeah.
from the Mardigan's Monster
Yeah.
mod.
But you posted that, and I was like, dude, what? Like private message you, like,
Right.
what is this?
You had no idea
I
there were
was
even
so
mods.
fucking jealous, and you were like, yeah, it's PC mod. And I was like, I only have Xbox 360.
Dude, I remember. Oh, God, Steve.
You didn't want to look like a nerd, like in front of everybody, or a loser, like oh, I don't know, like Chris doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't even know these fucking monsters in Oblivion. So you had a private message you couldn't like
Yeah.
reply to it or anything.
Well, no, the replies to bulletins were messages. They were
It was a
private
joke,
messages.
Dylan, and you
I
ruined
know,
it.
but yeah, all right, fine, I'll go along with it. You fucking nerd, Chris. You don't understand mods. You don't understand
meant,
the
like, it would just be like-
Skyrim.ini file,
Like Chris would be like, or it would be Oblivion.
Oblivion.ini file.
But like Chris would be like, "Yo, I didn't know Yetis were in the game," and then someone else would be like, "Dude, they're always in the fucking game. Didn't you play the fucking game?" And Chris would be like, "Oh yeah."
Oh, dude, yeah, cool Yeti, man. I killed that thing like 8 times.
Yeah,
Where
so
is
many
that, by the
times.
way?
Yeah, it was so dead.
Wait, Oblivion's the one with the invisible one, right? Or is that Skyrim?
Yeah, no, that's you go to the highest
Oh,
point in the game, and if you come in it from one direction, the
Right back.
troll. What is it called?
I said great band. 'Cause you said
One Direction. Yeah. Shout out. They listen, I think.
They do.
If you go up from one direction, like on the mountain, you can see this thing. But if you go up the other side, it's
Right.
invisible, and that's like the side that you're probably going to go up is the invisible side. And you get to the highest point, and then like a message pops up on the screen. It's not a quest. It doesn't trigger anything. It just this message pops up, and it says like you can see out over all of Cyrodiil. Blah blah blah. It was really cool when I first got up there, and then you find.
It unlocks all the stuff on your map,
Oh, does it?
all the locations on your map. I think by the time we,
Probably.
I was saying, I think by the time we both got there, we had already seen everything, so it didn't do much.
When you're 15 and you are not playing any other video game, you have time to find everything on the map. in
I still
Oblivion.
do with those games.
Yeah, seriously. But there's a little like a bag or something. I don't know if people. I'm sure people know about this because it was on the internet. It was a big thing. But I didn't know about it for a long time when playing Oblivion. That yeah, you find the bag up there that like a traveler has left, and it's a story about what this invisible troll is. She was somebody. Do you remember, Steve?
I don't remember.
I want to say she was like a queen or like a princess or something like that, and something bad happened, and she's now just this invisible monster who lives in the mountains, which just goes to show how many fucking cool little things are in games that we don't know about. Well, in the past at least. I feel like now more and more we're gonna hear about everything, like every secret that's in a game, we're gonna know about it because of the internet and people go into the source code and they're like, hey, look at this. They show you
Right.
stuff that's not even actually in the game, but it's bygone era.
Anyway, Dylan, you were saying something before I interrupted you.
Sorry.
I think Chris interrupted you.
Well, no, I had an no, it was actually parallel to that. Do you guys remember the troll under the bridge that
Yeah, the bridge
committed
troll.
suicide?
Because he was bad. He was a bad bridge troll. He wrote the letter.
Yeah, he was
he wrote a
shitty-
suicide letter.
Because no one would
Pay the toll.
No one would pay his toll. He'd go out there and be like, I'm the toll troll, and they'd be like, fuck you, guy. And then he just got really sad about it and wrote a suicide letter and killed himself.
Yeah. Which is hard because he's a troll and those things are hard to kill.
Wasn't there poison on his
Generating
persons or
hell.
something?
What?
Wasn't there? How did you know he killed himself? Was he? Oh, it
I
was
think
just
he
like a
was
mount.
face down in the river, wasn't
Right? Didn't he have like a poison?
Bottles floating with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
implied that he poisoned himself. I thought.
Or I think like I think he poisoned himself so he wouldn't heal and then drowned himself.
Right.
Because it had to be like canonical. Like it had to make sense that like fit in with the lore that he's able to kill himself. And
Right.
you can't just because he can't just stab himself because he would just regenerate. Trolls
Right.
regenerate. He should have set himself on fire because trolls are weak against fire. Tidbit
They
for
are,
me.
yeah.
And you nerds out there who didn't know that trolls were weak against fire. It stops
Say-
regeneration.
Save up your troll fat too. If you're an alchemist, you need that
yeah,
shit.
you better fucking believe it.
But going back to mods real quick though, I was like you once, Chris, having just an Xbox 360, and then I found a website. I was just Googling around. I was like, Elder Scrolls, Valenwood. Like, I don't know, maybe it was Oblivion was my first game, so I didn't know
Yeah.
the whole thing. So I was like, maybe there's something about it. And I found a website that people were making for one of those whole new lands mod where they'll add an entirely new cell.
continent or
Yeah,
something,
new
yeah.
continent, but it's like a new cell, like it's a new game world that you can take a boat over to. Boat
Yeah.
boats.
I wonder if that was like. Have you seen what trains were like in Fallout 3?
What trains?
Yeah.
Well, like I know
You
there's
how
like the
that one part where you take a train ride in Fallout 3.
sort of. I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about? Do you know how that actually works?
No.
I don't. All right, so I'm not 100% sure on exactly how this goes. But all I know is that the train is technically a helmet. And it's either you wear the helmet and it forces you into first person, and then like you move along a path, and that's like makes the train look like it's going, but it's not. Like it's just your character walking really fast with a giant train helmet, like a giant train helmet, or it's an NPC with a giant train helmet that you just like end up following.
So you can go into, if you're playing obviously on PC.
Yeah, because I've seen a picture. I'll try to look for a picture. So
you can go to the console and do TFC, toggle free camera, and then just see your third person.
Ridiculous it looks.
Yeah.
It looks ridiculous.
That's awesome.
Continue.
Well, even one more little side note is mentioning trains. There's that mod, A Tale of Two Wastelands, which is you take a train from New Vegas to DC. Yeah, well, that's a really cool mod.
You need both
too.
of them though to do it.
Right, and you need save data
Make it
from both.
Legal.
Right. But yeah, I found this website back to the Valenwood thing, and it was a group of people who were like a mod team, and they were working on making a full-fledged Valenwood playable area. And it was like, email us if you have any questions. And I had no idea about any mods. So I emailed them and I was like, hello. I had a few questions about your mod. Number 1, will this be available on the Xbox 360? Number 2, are you guys having any plans to work on any other mods? Number 3, is this mod going to be, will I have to make a new character, or is this like a whole new game? I don't understand. They never got back to me, and they never finished the mod. So fuck them. But
really quick, I emailed some kid when I was 8 years old and asked him if Squall and Rhinoa made out at the end of Final Fantasy VIII. He said, "How did you get this email?"
How did you?
I said it from your website.
Oh.
He said, "Oh, I don't want to spoil it."
What a guy.
I fucking remember that conversation.
Dude, that's great.
I asked him if they made out.
That
was what was on my mind when I was 8.
Do they?
Yeah, spoilers, they do.
Oh.
It's a sweet smooch. It's not like a... It's not, they don't make out. They're not swapping spit. You know, it's a romantic kiss.
Yeah. But yeah, eventually I realized you can't get modded support on your console, so I decided to hunker.
Bethesda not working on that?
They are.
They are.
Yeah, it's coming out on PS4 Fallout 4.
Xbox One Fallout 4 first.
Is it Xbox One first?
And then PS4 eventually.
I don't know why they haven't done that earlier.
They'll work out all the kinks, and then we'll get it. It's fine.
Yeah, true.
It's just good. More people
There will
get to
be
play more
plenty of
You'll
kinks.
get it eventually. I'm gonna have mods right away.
You're playing on
yeah, you got
PC?
PC.
Obviously.
Your PC is gonna handle Fallout 4?
Yeah, it handles.
Dude,
fucking
that
everything
makes
else right now.
I'm way more excited then, because I'm probably gonna get a PS4 between now and then. More than likely, I would say.
Well, I mean, it's. There's
But
no
I
way
was
it's not
thinking,
gonna.
What do you mean? There's no way what's not gonna.
Like your PC probably fucking handle it.
Oh, my PC can
Yeah,
totally.
mine
handle it.
definitely. Cause I played.
I know, but I was saying
I played Bioshock on Ultra.
I'm planning on getting a PS4 soon, and I was gonna get Fallout on PS4 so I could like communicate with you guys, but that would just be fucking foolish with
no,
me.
get it for PC. It's way better. On
Yeah,
PC.
it's way better. I played all of them on PC, so I don't know why I wouldn't. My
Yeah, I
fucking
got
mic
Skyrim
is
for
drooping.
PC.
You
Once
played,
I
you
got.
played Skyrim on PC?
Yeah, I don't know. I have it for Xbox or anything. I got.
I did not
I
know
got
that.
Oblivion and Fallout 3, and then found out how much better they are on PC.
Oh my
Got
god,
Fallout 3
it's
on PC.
it's
played it more on
fucking
that.
way better.
and
What
then
mods
got-
did you use for Fallout 3? Did you use the bounty mods where you can become a bounty hunter?
No, I don't. I didn't use that many because I think that was like.
If you're gonna
I still
mod-
barely knew how to like mod.
That's
back
the
then.
best. My personal favorite Fallout 3 mod was
Um,
becoming a bounty hunter. It's fucking so cool.
I've been having this thought for the last few days. I think that I was like weirdly kind of like tepid in my excitement for Fallout 4, which doesn't make any sense. But I realized I think I figured out what it was. I've been comparing a lot of stuff to Skyrim recently, like I did in the last episode. I think it's because I kind of forgot what it's like to play one of those open world games like that. Like I forgot. Like now I look back at Skyrim and I'm like, man, I put so much time into that, and like I'm over it. I'm ready to move on. And same with all these other games. But that initial feeling when you walk out of the sewers in Oblivion and everything is bright and it opens up. I mean, yeah, even in Morrowind, when you get off like the boat and you only get to see one little area in the State of Need, and then you fill out like your prisoner report or shit, and then you finally walk out into the town. It's not as pretty in those, but even that feeling is great. And then walking out of the vault in Fallout 3, Skyrim, when you're on the carriage and you look around, you're like, holy shit. I'm now, it's been like dawning on me the last few days. I love those fucking games. You all do. But that feeling, like when you're finally, like when you have that freedom, because there's always a little scripted event at the beginning. Mm-hmm. And then once that freedom, like there's no other feeling in video games. Like the freedom, that first moment of freedom in a Bethesda game. Where you're like, holy fucking shit, where do I go? And then you just do your thing.
Yeah.
And then you're in Morrowind, you find that guy's dead body. You're like, what are these? Oh, these potions make me jump super high, and then you die because you don't land right.
That's why he died.
And what was the that dude hides his ring in the stump, the tree stump?
Yes.
I used to always fucking steal from him. I don't know why, but I did.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
I haven't played a game like that in a while. I didn't really play a lot of Skyrim. So the last one I played was New Vegas, but I played that for like years. So
Nah, I haven't. I didn't play. I put like 300 hours into Skyrim.
Holy crap.
yeah,
Or close to it.
I put maybe like 50, 55 tops. But New
it
Vegas,
says on Steam. It's not 300. It's like either 280 something or 290 something.
yeah. For New Vegas, I played well over 150 on Xbox, and then probably the same amount on PC. I would say, and 3 is probably just the same amount, but
3
only
is
on
probably insane for me.
only on Xbox.
Yeah, 360.
Yeah. So the last one I really got deep into was New Vegas, which was what 2011. When did that come out? Before that, 2010.
Yes, 10.
Sometime like
Yeah. So I haven't really.
No, that was. Oh yeah, no, it was 2010.
I haven't dove into a game like that in fucking years, so I'm so ready for Fallout 4 to come out. Which it comes out in a month
Yeah.
in like fucking 5 days. Dude, I was thinking, I was like, what am I gonna play right now? I was gonna buy a PS4 like really soon and get Destiny, and I was
should,
like,
'cause they might
that
be
could
cheaper
totally fill
later.
the void. I have no games to
could.
play. I know it could, but then I was thinking, Fallout 4 is coming out in a month.
Yeah.
I've been thinking for so long, it like just hit me that that's coming out very soon. It's
true.
fucking crazy, dude. I love how they just announce that it's coming out, show the trailer, and say, "Oh, this is going to be out
They
in 4
waited
months."
until they were like
ready. I
almost
know,
done.
which I wish more people would do because it's just makes it so much better.
Instead of having it like, oh yeah, it's coming out at some point.
in fucking 2 years, yeah. It's so, and then it gets delayed, and then you never play it.
I called it. Do you remember? I did call it. I was like, they're going to announce it at E3. I mean, plenty of people called it, but I was like, it's coming out this fall. It's coming out this fall. I was fucking right.
You were right.
You were right. I think with those giant Bethesda open world games, for me the replay value is there, obviously, but I was always like pre-mod, I was a little hesitant to make a new character because I was like, well, it's kind of weird that I have this character already in my mind, and now I'm gonna make a new character, but they have the exact same origins as my old character. It was almost like limiting, like, well, what if I don't want to be the chosen one? So my favorite mod in Oblivion, Skyrim, New Vegas, and 3 is the Live Another Life mod. I don't know if it's called that for all of them, but it's this. The idea is the same for all of them.
The one that you downloaded for me,
Yeah.
Oblivion, you start off on a ship in Anvil.
Right.
You just get off the ship, like you just sailed into town.
That's the very first one for Oblivion.
Also, do you remember we had a creative writing class in high school?
Yeah.
And one of our like morning writing exercises was to write about your favorite place, and I wrote about Anvil from Elder
Gold
Scrolls 4
Coast.
Oblivion. Yeah, I wrote about that as if it were my favorite place. You know, it was true. It was true. That was
It
my
exists
favorite
in
place.
your heart.
It exists in my heart. If I could live anywhere, it would have been in that spot.
You remember our creative writing class that you
I got kicked
got
out
kicked out of,
Yeah.
and me and Steve stayed in it.
because I was too cool.
And you were because you already took the class.
Yeah, and he was just like,
He was like, "Wait, didn't you last like a couple of classes though?"
no, it was just.
Was it the
was
first
like
day?
halfway through the class, and then he was like, "Has anybody taken this before?" And I raised my hand, and he was just like,
And he was like, "Get
the
the,
guidance
fuck out."
counselors had told me I could take it again. And,
Yeah, Riley
just
was
like,
not
He was like,
having
you can't,
that.
you can't.
He
you
was
can't
just
do
like,
it." No,
"Chris, get out of
tried to. He like, she was reaching for it because he liked me, and he was just like, "You sure you didn't take the poetry class?" And I was like, "No, it was a short story class. Like, I can't lie to you." And he was just like, "You gotta go."
He fucking
and I just
tossed
left.
you.
I don't remember what I even took. I think I took oceanography.
You were wicked. You were
No, you
wicked
didn't.
sad.
If it was
I don't-
oceanography, it was with me. We sat next to
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that was astronomy.
That was
And it's
astronomy.
both. Fuck. Remember we
Yeah, we had
dissected
both
that
together.
shark, and we were just neither of us were having any of it.
Yeah.
We were like, fuck this dude.
Yeah.
Oh, and the teacher had no idea what he was doing.
Wasn't oceanography.
He went
because-
scuba diving one time, and they made him the oceanography. I'm not fucking.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. No, I'm like that is not an exaggeration.
I believe
he went scuba diving once, counted on my finger, one time, and he knew who Jacques Cousteau was. I knew who that was before I took that. I could have fucking been the oceanography teacher. I've been scuba diving like 3 times. I was way more qualified than that guy. No, that pissed me off because I was like really interested in that class, and it sucked, and I ended up getting a really bad grade because he didn't know how to fucking teach the class, and I was super like just not interested, you know.
Yeah, because
Little
Joe,
rant.
like Joe, you're a fish, so like you were insulted.
I've been a fish a few times.
You're breathing out of gills right now.
No, I'm not, because that mean I'd be dead.
He has to pour water constantly
Yeah.
over his neck.
That's not happening.
Did you see my Snapple fact of the day? I posted a picture of
I
it.
saw it, yeah.
Just said fish can drown. I was like, Shunton, holy shit. Like, that's
Yeah,
heavy.
humans can, Like suffocate, I guess.
Yeah.
Same idea.
Well, it's like sharks. If they stop swimming, they drown because the air doesn't filter through there.
Gills.
Chomp Chain Fish Cast.
They have different types of gills. That's why
Yeah.
their gills don't like open and close.
Yeah, more like
I think certain sharks do that, but most of them
Yeah.
don't. Or great whites don't.
Yeah, put this baby back on the rails. The Live Another Life mod. In
Yeah.
Fallout 3, at least, I don't know if it's probably a different mod than what you're talking about, Joe, but it was, and like in Oblivion, like you were saying, it just starts you on a ship in Anvil, and you get to like, you can pick what level you want to start at too, which was kind of cool. It was cool to start at like level 5 or 10, maybe, if you've played for like 300 hours, like most of us have. But in Fallout, it started being like, okay, do you want to be a raider? Do you want to be a person who lives in this part of the Capital Wasteland? Do you want to be a scientist? It had a bunch of preset things. Then you could customize your own, where you live, what your stats are like, create your own character backstory. And there was the same one for Skyrim and for New Vegas. And if you're playing those games on PC and you don't have that mod, or if you want to replay it and you're being held back, but like, I don't want to do the beginning anymore, get that fucking mod, because that is the best way to be like, okay, what's my character going to be like? I don't have to establish them from a baby. Like, what if I want to have a cool, tough warrior? He doesn't have to be level 1. You can start him at level 15.
If you make an old man of Fallout 3 and then you're just older than your dad.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense.
One of the best mods I got was the weather mod. Fucking kick ass in New Vegas. Also, there was a mod that got rid of the orange hue that's just constantly there, and it made everything look 1,000 times better. The visual mods are like crazy, especially for Skyrim. I got a ton of them for Skyrim when I was playing, and I don't know how good they are for New Vegas. I don't really think they focused on that all that much. I think it was more like gameplay.
There's fixes.
Yeah, right.
Because they needed
Exactly.
a lot of fixes because it was broken.
Yeah, but when it was fixed, it was better than Fallout 3.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Fallout 3 is the best.
Fallout 3's best.
I disagree.
You're wrong.
Joe, I thought you were in the Fallout 3 camp all these years. What the fuck?
Wait,
happened?
what am I saying? I am in the Fallout 3
Yeah,
camp.
you
I don't know
are,
why I
dork.
just had that little brain fart.
Why-
I am in the Fallout 3
Wanted
camp.
that stupid fucking karma system in New Vegas?
No, I did not
Fucking
like
hated everything about New Vegas.
I'm sorry. I just had like a fucking lapse. I am in the Fallout 3 camp, 100%. However, I played more of New Vegas on PC. That's why I
Yeah.
had that little brain fart.
I mean, it had like
I never modded Fallout 3.
it
I
had
will say
better
that.
like gun stuff, which was cool. Like the different ammo
well,
types.
it's fucking
and more
better.
Guns,
It was a
but,
newer.
like,
It was a newer game.
that was it. That's the only thing it had over Fallout 3.
I didn't like how they combined small guns and big guns. I thought that was
No, that sucked,
Buffalo
too.
bullshit.
I like
That sucked.
the tone of Fallout 3 a lot more. Just the
Yeah, it was
atmosphere.
way
of it.
more fucking depressing.
I guess
way
that's probably
more
why
depressing.
I liked it.
And it was
It's made
fresh.
in the same engine, a lot of the same stuff, but
and it was fresh. It was the
yeah.
first of its kind.
there was something.
It had a megaton.
There's something special about Fallout 3 for sure. Like
It's
a
better
lot
games
of
than
these big games, I feel like get like stomped on now because they're like, oh, there's just too many side quests. There's just too much to do. But a lot of and that's true with a lot of games. But Fallout 3 is not one of those. I felt like everything in that game had a purpose, had a place, and it was like awesome to find it.
Especially the main quest.
Frankly, I feel that way about The Witcher 3 as well. Now the games media thinks it's fun to just like stomp on it, like, yeah, just another side quest, just to fill up my time. Like, no, that's not
they're necessary.
for me. Like I explained last episode, being a huge Witcher fan, like each quest I found, I'm like, oh fuck yeah. I never had to grind. Half the time I was like under leveled doing stuff.
That's the thing.
I
They
just did
need
it because
to-
I enjoyed it.
They need to find the balance between side quests and grinding. Which,
But I was always psyched about like doing a quest.
Yeah.
I wanted to know what would happen. It was only towards the end when I had literally put in almost 200 hours, like over the course of 2 months nonstop, like that I was like, okay, I want to
I've
do
had
something
enough.
else.
Yeah.
But that was just, that happens with anything.
yeah, get burnt out.
But
It's a long
I
fucking
enjoyed
game.
doing those side quests. People always say like, oh, once I saw how big the map was, I saw these question marks, I got overwhelmed, and like I was
See,
just
I can-
excited. I get it too. I can be overwhelmed, but I was excited to find all those things.
I feel like that before
Hold
I
on
even
a second.
played.
They would be
games.
exclamation points, Chris.
You're
Come
right.
on.
You're right. You're right.
like in
Not
Warcraft.
question marks.
They
Never
have
question
both
marks
in
to-
Warcraft.
Yeah, but
When you finish the quest,
when you
turn
get a
it in.
quest, it's always an exclamation point. It's never like
True.
a question mark. That's just dumb.
Did the Witcher quest turn into question marks when you finish them? And you have to find
No,
a.
I don't know.
Do they just totally rip
I don't
that?
remember.
from
No,
us?
you just have to go and talk to whoever you need to talk to.
No. But with those games, I can see where those people are coming from, but I get those feelings before I even play the game,
Sure.
which turns me off to the point where I don't even buy it because I just
getcha.
I look at it and I'm like, I don't have time to play this, and I know I'll put fucking 15 hours into it and just not play it because it's just I'll forget where I left off when I come back to it, and I just don't have time for that shit, which sucks because I enjoy those games. I just really don't have time to play them.
Well, the thing is with like Fallout 3 is that
Oh, I'll
you
make
could-
time for Fallout
I'm
4,
just saying,
trust
but
me.
like you can put Fallout 4 down and come back to it in 2 months, and it's not going to confuse you.
Right.
Like, whereas if you were playing The Witcher and then you're like, oh, I'm kind of bored of this right now. I'm gonna come back in like a month and play it. What the fuck is going on?
Well, didn't The Witcher do something where it has like a cutscene?
Yeah, there's a little like
Every time you
art
load
card plays and it like gives you a recap, which
Yeah,
sucks.
I like
when
that.
you're just doing side quests and not advancing
Wait,
the main
you
story.
can't turn it off?
So you just hear the same
That's-
one
yeah, that's-
all the time. It was just every time I loaded the game up.
Right.
So
it's
it
a
wasn't
pain
like
in the ass.
constant, but like I was for like 2 weeks, I did not advance the story. I just did side stuff because I was content doing that.
You kept
but every time I
watching
turned the
that?
fucking game on, I had to hear the same thing.
Yeah, that would drive
And it
me
sucked because like
fucking
those are
crazy.
beautiful like art cards. They're not art cards. I don't know what to call them. But that's just like I wanted to see more of them,
Yeah.
but I'm just seeing the same fucking thing every time.
After the second time.
I know what Siri did. Thank you very much. I'm playing this game. I know what she's been up to.
Her name's Siri?
Cirilla.
Okay.
It's actually way
Nickname.
longer than
Gotcha.
that, but I can't say it all. So she's cool.
You
She's
can't.
aight.
I'm fucking
Yo.
surprised you don't know it all.
Y'all ready to talk about some spooky shit?
Spooky shit.
What do we have? What do we have for time here?
45 minutes.
All right, cool.
How you feeling over there, buddy?
I'm all right,
You look
you
like
know.
you're getting better by the minute.
Yeah, talking about video games energizes
It's really
me.
just getting you.
I'm a little sniffly though. I bet you can hear it.
It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
What about now?
Now you
I
sound,
sound
like
like I am a
Squidward.
Hey, play the clarinet. Hey,
All right,
Play the clarinet.
I did play the clarinet.
You fuck. What?
Yeah, because my
When did that happen?
it was 5th grade and everybody was like, "We're gonna play instruments now." I was like, "Yo, ma, let me play the trumpet." Except I didn't talk like that. But
All the fucking cool kids play the
I wanted to
trumpet.
be like, "Brr." I wanted to be a Nutrimilk Hotel. I wanted to be like,
I played the sax.
Okay.
Play the tenor.
So yeah, I wanted to be cool. I wanted to be in an indie band in the future, and I wanted to play the trumpet. I wanted to back up for Modest Mouse. But my mom was like, "Well, your older sister had a clarinet. You should just use that."
In your favorite show, SpongeBob.
And she just fucking handed me down this clarinet with like old moldy reeds, and I was like, "Mom,
Oh,
I
dude.
can't use these."
Supposed to get new ones.
So like I went to like the first day of practice, and the teacher was like, "What are these? What are these? Like, what are these reeds? You can't use these." And I was like, "Okay." So I had to go to the store and buy some, and then I did clarinet practice for like 2 weeks, and it was all girls, and I didn't want to do it because when you're in 5th grade, like you're not trying to chill with all girls. You know, you want to hang with your boys. Like, boys will be boys on the playground.
At
playing,
recess?
playing basketball. Except I didn't. I pretended to be Squall from Final Fantasy VIII
I used to pretend to be
and Mega Man.
various Legend of Zelda characters.
And I would be Jin Kazuma from Tekken. And me, Steve, and our other friend, I don't know if you remember this, Steve. We got yelled at because we were doing like karate moves on each other, like on the playground. They're like, "Hey, knock it off!" And we're like, "We're just pretending." Like clearly, Steve would be bleeding if my foot really connected with his face. Like clearly, you'd know.
I guarantee Steve was pretending to be Paul.
Who were you pretending to be? Do you remember?
Paul. He was pretending to be
How
Paul.
rang?
I don't remember.
It was Paul.
Someone from Tekken.
Yeah,
was
Steve
Paul,
was always like doing
Probably
his own thing.
Scorpion.
Yeah.
Just picture Steve with
Steve played by
Paul's
his own
haircut.
rules. Huh?
Picture Steve with Paul's haircut.
Yeah, for
Paul from
sure.
Tekken.
Paul from Tekken. I would love it.
The
I
shit's
think
sticking
we
straight up.
would play like Final Fantasy VIII, and Steve was probably like Sephiroth. Yeah. From Final Fantasy VII. He was like, "I don't give a fuck."
I want to be somebody cool.
Yeah, that's because that's the type of like nerd. I'm Steve. You're roped into this too. Sorry, but that's the type of nerds we were. We were on the playground, like not even like swinging, like pretending to swing swords, like just having conversations. We're like, okay, we're Final Fantasy characters talking to each other. Some real nerd shit.
Dude.
But granted, we were 8 years old, so that's okay.
I did the same shit. What's the name of the boss of the Fire Temple in Ocarina of Time? The dragon thing. What's its name?
Can't-
Joe, you've played it
It's
most
killing me
recently.
right now. I can't think of
I
it.
don't remember his name, but I remember the boss.
I used to, with people in my class in 4th grade. No, we would pretend to be just like a party of heroes taking down this giant flying dragon above the school. It was dope.
Well, there's actually a Zelda game coming out that you can do stuff like that in for 3DS. Did you know that?
A Zelda game where you can kill bosses.
Wow.
Yeah, with other people cooperatively over the internet.
Oh.
Yeah, it's called Triforce Heroes, and it actually looks really cool. I was
Yeah.
pretty down on that when I first heard about it because it was like an E3 game, and you don't really want to hear about fucking third-party
Handheld.
portable Zelda handheld at an E3 conference. But now that time has passed, I'm actually pretty stoked about that game. Looks really good. Except I'll probably be the only one to play it, unless Chris gets it.
First, no.
Chris, you gonna get it? Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Are you gonna get that?
I don't know.
Maybe I'll get it if you guys are gonna get it.
We should. It would be great. It looks very good.
I've been drinking a lot of fluids since we got in here.
Can you do me a
I
favor?
had like a
Never
jug
mind,
of green
never mind. I don't
juice,
need
so I had to pee. Everybody, goodbye.
it. Thanks for letting the world know.
Yeah. Because you couldn't have just left and been quiet for a few minutes.
Right, listen to see if I fall in the toilet.
No.
No chance.
Make
that's
sure you
happening.
close that door. I'll kill you.
All right, so when he gets back, let's tell him that something happened with the mic. Let's just fuck with him.
Yeah, let's tell him that all the podcasts got lost.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Dude,
Totally.
yeah. All right, cool.
Hopefully he didn't just say that.
Well, whatever.
But yeah.
Yeah,
I've also
so I
been
guess-
playing Animal Crossing recently.
like the older
Dude,
one?
I've already put like 15 hours into it the past fucking
I
week.
should probably get that.
No, it's not that old. It came out like 3 years ago. Newly.
Yeah, that's what, I mean, it's old. You didn't get the new one.
Right, because
is
the new
just
one
houses.
looks fucking stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't
you
sound
can't even
cool.
you can't even operate a town. You don't have your own
No,
house.
you just design houses.
Yeah, you're just a fucking slave for Tom Nook. Fuck him. I hate that guy. The more I play that game, the more I realize I hate every other character in it except for my character.
And KK Slider.
I love KK Slider. He's the man.
KJ Slider.
No, it's
KK.
KK.
But
Okay.
so have you ever had Ribbit in any of your towns?
I've never played
He's a
an
standard villain. Well, do you know who Ribbit is?
I was going to assume he's a frog.
Yeah, he's a Ribbit. He's a
He's
a
a
frog
ribbit.
robot. His name's Ribbit. All right.
His name's Frog. He's
But
a ribbit.
I feel like in every Animal Crossing advertisement or anything you see online, he's like the most just like prominent villager. And he's in my town, of course. And he comes up to me today and he's like, "Yo, I'm moving out." And I was like, "No, you're not, dude." And he argued with me. He was wicked mad. And I was like, I didn't know like emotions ran that high in this game. I thought I was going to say no. And he was going to be like, "Okay, I'm sorry. I'll hang out." And he was like, "Nope, I'm still moving out." In fact, he gave me a fucking date. He was like, September, October, whatever. I'm fucking out of here. And I was just like, dude, really? Yeah, dude.
What are you guys talking about?
Well, we're actually just talking to each other because the podcast stopped recording.
I
and
can hear you through the door, right?
we lost something.
Should have
I
been
knew
harder.
he could hear.
You said.
Should have been harder about it.
And then I went on an Animal Crossing rant. I wouldn't have done that if we were recording. And then Rossetti shows up and he fucking gives it to you, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chris, so the podcast messed up.
Yeah, this isn't
I
recorded.
fucking heard you.
I know. That was the joke.
Chris,
Hey.
the podcast froze. It's not recording right now. Let's just continue on anyway, as
Yeah.
if it was.
You guys start leaning into the mics.
What are you
Let's
talking
have it.
about, man?
How was your pee? Was it nice and clear?
Oh, dude.
Was it yellow?
Woo! I'm ready to podcast.
What color was
If you
it?
thought we were podcast, it was clear. It was healthy pee.
Good.
I've been drinking so much water.
I always
'cause
get
I'm
so
sick.
excited when I see my piss and it's nice and clear.
Yeah, it's great. All
It's
right.
a nice
It's
moment.
just the exact opposite when you see like after a night of drinking, you wake up with dark pee,
you're like,
and you're
I'm
like, oh
dying.
god.
I
You
need
feel
to
like you're
fuck-
pissing out the devil.
That's the fucking worst
Enough.
feeling.
Enough piss talk. Let's get spooky.
That should be the name of the. That should be the name of the episode. Pissing
Yep.
out the devil.
Or enough piss talk, let's get spooky. I like that.
That's good too. Yeah.
Or just let's get spooky.
No,
All right.
I like the first one.
I
Well-
think that's taken.
So, fellas,
What?
I asked Twitter today your like scariest moments in gaming, and I like wanted to specify either something in a horror game, something in a spooky game, or something like you just played for 4 hours and forgot to save. I don't know if you guys thought of any.
Yeah, I was gonna say let's do ours first,
Okay.
and then do the. We got a lot of Twitter
We
feedback.
did, it was cool.
Most we've ever got.
Yeah, hell yeah, heck yeah.
I checked my phone like when I got out of a lesson, and I looked at it, and it was like 18 new Twitter interactions, and I was like, "Holy
And it was
shit!"
all just winky faces.
Pretty much.
So, thanks.
But yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was none.
I've thought of
Okay.
a few.
Dill, why don't you go first?
Well, I went more of the route of I don't know. I have horror is weird for me because when I was a child, my mother made me watch horror movies.
Yeah.
Which was I guess a weird decision for her part. On her part, it didn't like strengthen my character at all. It just made horror movies like suck for the rest of my life because I was like, "Oh yeah, it's all formulaic bullshit." So like I don't really get scared much from like ideas.
Yeah.
I get scared from practical things that are going to actually affect me. So I went with more of like the saves route. The first Dark Souls for me, I think the fear of getting cursed and having to go all the way back to what is it, Blighttown, or is it no? It's all the way back to the first place where that woman sells you the potion, right? So I would be like so far in that game in like what's the fortress? Whose fortress?
Sen's fortress?
Sen's fortress. I think. Can you get cursed there? I think I did.
You can get cursed fucking everywhere.
Anyway, right?
It's Dark Souls.
I remember like I came
Just for people don't know, when you get cursed, every time you die, you have less health than you did the time before.
in
That's
your
how it works, right?
and I think your durability.
No, when you get cursed and you lose a bunch of health.
Right.
It's just a
Your
one-time
maximum
thing.
health is just lower.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
a one-time thing.
Doesn't
It's
it
Dark
affect-
Souls 2 when every time you
Yes,
die you lose
yes.
health.
When everything what?
Every time you die in Dark Souls 2 you lose max health.
Oh
like if you
right.
were cursed.
But they made it easier. I don't know for something, right? You guys said
it's it's easier to get it back.
right.
Just
Well,
over
getting
breaking stuff.
Getting cursed in Dark Souls was just like a fucking nightmare. Dude, crunch time.
Yeah, it was.
Captain
I
Crunch
actually have
over
another
here.
Dark Souls thought.
Don't talking.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Joel.
hold on.
Go ahead.
I'll just finish
Go
that.
after me.
I thought you were wrapping up. I'm so
No.
bad at timing.
It's all good. But like, just the certain fights with NPCs, or that the boss who, if you approach it from the wrong direction, you'll get cursed automatically with all the ice crystals. I can't recall anyone's name.
Seath the Scaleless.
Seath the Scaleless, yeah. In fights like those, I was just genuinely on the edge of my seat because of the fear of the consequences of what would happen if I died. Same thing with the Smog and Ornstein. Ornstein? Is that pronouncing it right? Ornstein. That fight, not that it was about cursing, but that shit took me so long that by the end of that fight, when I was super close, I was like, it was like driving 150 miles an hour on the highway. Just like pure focus and attention devoted to one thing. Like, I'm only doing this one thing right now, and it was perfect. And if I died, I would lose my shit. Yeah. Those moments where they affected me the way that fear actually does. Like, I would get like knots in my stomach, and my hands would start to sweat, and I would be shaking a little bit, and I'd be very, very just overwhelmed with energy. Same with Resident Evil. Those early games, I talked about that last week, but just the idea of not being able to save and losing hours and hours of progress. But as far as like, I guess that's so scary, but it's not necessarily, it's not spooky, right? I think the spookiest that I can really think of is that second Resident Evil game. Like, I always go back to that, but that's the only game where I've ever had a dream about it.
Oh, really?
Where I was playing the second one, but in the first one, the first cinematic, I think it's very famous by now, where you encounter a zombie, and you just see like from behind, and the zombie's like eating someone on the ground, and then it turns around and looks at you and gives you this creepy ass face. I had a dream where I like walked into a room, and I was like, Mom, Mom, and then I just see this thing on the ground, and I was like, oh no. I knew what it was, but dream self had to wait for the face to turn around, and it gave me this gruesome, evil, nightmarish dream face, and just stared at me with my mom's blood all over its face, and I was like, ugh. And then I was scarred for the rest of my life.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No, I still like that game a lot. I'll still play it.
It's pretty spooky though.
But the dog jumping through the window, I mean, classic shit like that. In Resident Evil 2, the scene, it's right at the beginning of the game. You go to the gun shop, and the clerk is like, he points his shotgun at you, and he's like, are you one of them? And you're like, no, I'm Leon Kennedy, bitch. Or, no, I'm Claire Redfield, bitch. And he's like, okay. Like, he's like, lock the door behind you. And he, tells you, he's like, this happened a couple days ago. I've been overwhelmed. I've just been locked up here. I don't even know how you got in. But if you have a gun, you can stay here with me. And so you're like, all right, cool, man. I'm gonna go explore. Just let you go around. So you go into this other room behind the counter. There's ammo and stuff when you pick it up, and then as you're about to open the door, those games go to a door open cutscene.
Yeah.
And it's like, before it even does that, the game, you get the black bars on the top and bottom of your screen, and you just hear glass shatter. And then you hear screams. And it's only sound. You're just in that room, and when you go through that door, the glass is going to be broken, and the clerk's going to be being eaten by zombies. But you haven't seen it yet. And just you have to press X to open that fucking door, and being like, oh shit, here we go. And then you press X and you open it, and then boom, right there, just zombie fest. It's just so perfect. It really played on the whole, at that point in the series, it was still playing on the horror movie tropes, and it did it so well. And you kill the zombies, and then you get that guy's shotgun, and it's pretty awesome. But those games, for someone like I was just saying who isn't really like wowed by horror, those early Resident Evil still, and 4, I'm not say I have nothing bad to say about 4. I love that game. I love the direction that it seemed to be heading at 4. But those early games, for someone who's not so into horror stuff, those are some of my favorite just games, period. Because they do what they do so very well. Know what I mean?
Hell yeah. The only thing I was going to say about Dark Souls, Undead Burg, the first real area after the tutorial area.
Yep.
I spent like 3 or 4 hours, maybe more than that, trying to get through that area. First time playing a Souls game, total noob. And I finally got to the boss, the Taurus demon, the one that's on the bridge and it charges at you, and you can climb up the ladder and like do a drop attack on it, and you have to run back and forth and just try not to get fucking smashed by this giant Taurus demon.
Yeah.
And I had this moment of fear where I had spent hours, and I think it took me like multiple tries, like on multiple days. It wasn't just like I'm sitting here for 5 hours. It was like, okay, I played for 2 hours, put it down, played for 2 hours the next day, still couldn't beat it. Now maybe on day 3, finally, get to this boss and I finally kill it. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm celebrating, I'm all excited. Move on to the next area. Right after it, you go down to a tower and you come out on another bridge. And right as you walk onto the bridge, there's all these like knights, skeletal knights, undead knights, standing further along the bridge, and then the dragon swoops over, breathes fire, kills everything, including me.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, no, because that was my first Dark Souls boss. I thought that I would have to fight it again. And then all my souls were past it. All the boss souls that I just got. And I was like, I can finally level up. I can do it. Those were all now past it. And then, of course, when I got there, I realized, like, oh, fuck,
perched
the
up
boss
there.
is still dead. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. Yeah, and the dragon's now perched. But,
And more importantly, if you had turned around, you would have found Solaire.
yeah. I don't know if I found Solaire until, must have been a few hours later. I think I, like, wandered down there. And I was like, who's this guy? And then I didn't talk to him enough times on that first playthrough to even unlock him. I did not. Praise the sun. I was not grossly incandescent.
Have you guys heard of Sad Satan?
Yeah, I watched some of those fucking YouTube videos.
Oh man,
Jesus.
Joe and Steve.
No.
You heard of it? So a little backstory to like where the title comes from. The Led Zeppelin song "Stairway to Heaven," notorious backmasking thing, where if you play, I think the second or third verse, the bustles in your hedgerow, that verse, if you play it backwards. It sounds like with the lyrics in front of you, you can imagine how it would sound like. It says things about Satan. There's a little tool shed where he made us suffer, sad Satan. Like lyrics like that. Completely, I think complete bullshit. And
It's still a Matrix thing. You just hear what you want to hear.
right, and it gives you
enough like it.
the lyrics are like a template to like be like, oh, it sounds enough like
Yeah,
that.
of course.
But it always seemed creepy to me because when I first heard about that, I
You know
was
what's real when you reverse it is
Paul's a dead man.
reverse fart. No, what is it?
reverse fart. So you say reverse fart
And then you
and
reverse
reverse, and you reverse it, and it says reverse fart. Yeah, yeah. But
Fucking earth-shattering stuff.
so either way, one of the things is
exclusive.
We gotta do it on the mic at some point.
We already did another episode.
yeah. Oh no, we didn't actually
put
do
it
it.
on the mic,
Someone
yeah.
get the reverse app on the phone. We'll do it. This one. It'll be spooky. But so Sad Satan is just a lyric from that backmasked Led Zeppelin song. So on the dark web, so Tor, not the surface web, the onions and all that shit.
Yeah.
Someone apparently just found this like YouTube videos linked on this forum somewhere. No one knows who made them. No one knows who made the game, who recorded the playing of the game. I think you can play it. I think someone. Oh no, you can't play it. There's no one knows what the game is. It's just these YouTube videos of an in-engine thing, and it's this. It's barely a game. I think all you can do is walk, and it is just very surreal, creepy, intense imagery that you're just walking through, and there are shrill like screams, and the game will flash images at you for like a moment at a time. There's a subreddit dedicated to this.
You can look it up on YouTube. The videos are just there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying there's a subreddit dedicated to it to find all the references, and a lot of them. One of them is Jimmy Savile, who was I think a British radio host who was in with the royal family, who was found to be like a notorious like child sex offender, pedophile freak, and there's a lot of there's a what's the word I'm looking for? A slowed down and pitch shifted Charlie Manson speech that just will trigger at some point. Just go if you want to be creeped out. Put on headphones. Go to YouTube. Look for Sad Satan. When I heard about it, my roommate and I sat down on like a dreary Sunday afternoon and we watched like 45 minutes to an hour of these just in silence, just because they're so creepy.
I went into it just assuming like this is a hoax. This is just some like horror nerd made this to creep everybody out. Even with that attitude, it is still very unsettling.
Even if it is, man,
visually
like
and just like audibly.
Audibly. Orally.
Fucked up. It got me all fucked up. I couldn't even talk after.
Yeah.
No, but it's very unsettling. Regardless
Especially-
of your attitude towards it, it's still unsettling.
Because the thing is, like, it very, very likely is just, some guy made a thing to be creepy. But that's what we're talking about right now. We're talking about video games that were made to be creepy and experiences that were made to be nerve-wracking. This is just on a completely different level. But I will also say it's not really a game.
Right.
It's a game only in the sense that you seem
It's a walking sim.
yeah, sort of.
But
But
it
like,
might not even be.
right, it might just be
video
videos.
something
But it does seem like if it's just a video, it seems
There's
like
a lot
it
of
was.
like walking back and forth and like, wait, this isn't the way to go. Turning around
You walk
walking,
extremely slowly.
and then just being like, okay,
Yeah,
and
you
then
can
looking
fake
up
that.
and then like looking around, like a lot of just like.
Yeah.
I mean, at least if that's done, to demonstrate
Right.
that it's a game.
Well,
It's probably done intentionally.
people believe that it's a commentary on like childhood trauma and child
There's
abuse.
a lot of that kind of like. You got a lot of sense of childhood shit, like bad
Yeah.
stuff happening. There's like a ghost kid at some point, like a
Th-
bloody
yep,
child.
yep,
It doesn't
and
really look like it. It's like weird computer graphic
but it
shit.
fucking wails. It screams
Yeah.
super loud, and it's like I don't know where they got that scream. But after I watched these, I went on I went down like an internet rabbit hole just reading about like satanic cults and like terrifying evil shit. But that if you're trying to get spooked out this Halloween season, that's definitely one way to do it. So I think I've said enough.
Yeah, I mean, well, that was great.
So I'm gonna spook out the mood a little more.
Spook out the mood.
Spook out the mood.
Joe, Steve, do you have any?
I have two quick ones. I'll do two quick.
Okay.
Ones. 'Cause I don't really play a lot of horror games. I liked Resident Evil 4.
Right, but you can still have scary moments in regular games.
Well, I remember being younger and playing the original BioShock on Xbox. In the scene, I think you're in the dentist's office, if I remember correctly. And it's just I think it might be more towards the beginning of the game. And there's a shitload of smoke when you first walk in. And you can't see anything because it's completely obscuring your vision. And then the smoke starts dissipating, and then you just see a dead body in a fucking dentist chair. And you're like, oh, holy shit. And then the smoke comes back really quickly. And you kind of don't know if you saw that or if you didn't. And being a little guy, I was really kind of shocked when I first saw it. And the smoke comes back, and the body's gone. And it really creeped me out. That was the first scary moment I had in a video game. And then recently, I was playing Half-Life 2. And you guys haven't played that, right? None of you?
Nope.
Dylan has. When you get... There's a certain point right after you get the gravity gun. You're traversing through this like subway area, and your girl sidekick looks at you as you're looking down a weird hallway that has an arrow to it, and then there's an X through the arrow. And your Gordon Freeman doesn't talk, but he's more or less like, "Hey, what the fuck is down there?" And she goes, "Oh, that's Ravenholm. We don't go there anymore." And then like an hour later into the story, you have to go to Ravenholm for some reason. I'm not gonna say why. And when you get there, there's just fucking shit everywhere. It's like a ghost town. And it's pitch-ass black, and you hear the creepiest noises. And then you see a sign on the ground that you walk over that just says, "Welcome to Ravenholm," with another X crossed out of it. And you're just like, I should not fucking be in this place. It's the most unsettling feeling ever when you walk through that fucking tunnel. And then that's where you get introduced to the zombies and the fucking head crabs and all the jumping spiders and the crazy jacked fast fucking ghoul things. It's absolutely terrifying. And you meet the priest who gives you the shotgun, and then once you get the shotgun, it's fucking game on. And you just blow these fucking things away. But it's very creepy how they introduce the new enemies once you hit Ravenholm, and that's something I surely will not forget. And those are my two scariest gaming moments.
Heck yeah. My biggest one is not exactly a moment, but it's something that sort of developed after playing a video game. Is my very mild. It's mild phobia of chainsaws because of Resident Evil 4.
What?
Yeah, dude, hearing a chainsaw rev straight up like gives me
dude.
anxiety.
I know exactly the part you're gonna
That first
fucking talk
town
about,
area
too.
when you're Leon in Resident Evil 4.
The beginning of that game, it's whole
very
beginning
intense.
is fucking
It's like because
creepy.
maybe we've talked about it before, but it's so moody. It's like this like beautiful like. I mean, it's beautiful in the sense that like, it's a little cloudy, but the sun's setting.
It's
And,
It's
autumn
yes,
day.
it's like 4 p.m.
Yeah.
The scariest of times.
and like
The
you know,
leaves are
4
changing.
p.m. late October, and like you know, things just start going wrong, and like they're making this weird bonfire in the middle of town, and all the townspeople are fucked. And as soon as they see you, they start yelling at you in Spanish with that weird audio. Whatever they say. You know what I'm talking about. But then you hear the like the chainsaw going, and I don't remember like at the time being afraid of it, but there's certainly like the playing of it, like oh fuck, because now I know where to go. Like I can run up and just like say, okay, the chainsaw guy's there. I know what he's gonna do. And you only have to last for a certain amount of time, and the bell goes off and everybody leaves. But as a kid, I didn't know that. As a kid, I mean, I was a teenager, but I didn't know that they would just go away after a certain point, and I didn't know where the chainsaw guys came from. I would just hear the revving, and it's throughout that entire game. Every time you hear that chainsaw rev, when you're like, oh fuck. There's another area where I think like two women, like with the bags over their head, and like it just that's the imagery is so scary, and that sound, and like you would always hear the sound before you would encounter them. And you would know that they were coming for you. And it's a one-hit kill. So there's just that fear of dying instantly. You don't want to lose your progress. And it like created like a real sense of anxiety. That was hammered home and in Mercenaries in Resident Evil 4. Or Resident Evil 5. I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. But I was playing it. You guys remember my old living room with the wraparound couch?
Of course.
Only one half of that was against the wall. The other half was like open behind it, where like the computer was and stuff. So there's just this open space behind my couch. And I remember sitting on that couch playing Mercenaries. And there was this one area where the chainsaw guys had to climb up a ladder behind me, so the chainsaw was off. And I would be up on top, like shooting guys, and like that was like the best way to do it. And if you turned around quick enough, you could get away from the chainsaw guy. But there were so many times where the chainsaw guy would climb up that ladder silently, and then he would get to the top, and it would be right behind me, just like. And because I had all that empty space behind me, like in my actual living room, I felt in a way like somebody was right behind me, so I would hunch up and like lurch forward. I remember my mom walking through the room being like, what is wrong with you? Because I didn't react like that to games. It just had me so on edge. And then even now, like I'm not like afraid. If I see a man with a chainsaw like cutting in a tree, I'm not like afraid of him, but for a brief second there's this like spike of anxiety just at the sound of a chainsaw.
One of the scariest moments at your house was when your TV fucking exploded.
That wasn't even that long ago. It was Steve's birthday.
That was like
a
couple months ago, right?
I had
literally your house was on fire at one point.
We had everybody over, and we're just like sitting out on like
were you there for that, Tim?
Yeah, we're sitting out on this like porch area. It's Steve's birthday. It wasn't too many of us, but it was the first time Steve and my girlfriend were meeting, so it was like, you know, cool time. Everyone's hanging out, and we have the TV on. I go to put something on, and then all of a sudden it just sparks, and then like the TV goes out, all the lights go out, and the fucking smoke just starts like coming out of the back of the TV.
We were watching TV. We were watching. Oh, I thought you just said that you just turned it on.
Oh yeah, no. I just put something on. I think on demand or whatever.
Right. We got like 5 minutes into it, and then it went blank, and we were like, "What's that all about?"
Yeah.
And then we just fucking
the fuse blew.
And your dad was like pretty twisted.
He was super drunk when he got
home.
home.
He was like, "What the fuck happened?"
We were trying to
kept us cool though.
Yeah, he wasn't even mad. We were trying to figure it out, and then he was trying to get me to help him. I'm like, Dad, I'm drunk too. I was like, Steve, come here, help my dad. And then he did.
That was wicked funny.
But yeah, my girlfriend is still convinced that my house is haunted now. She's probably not wrong. Whatever.
I've never got a bad feeling from your house. When I go into places, not saying that I can like tell if a place is haunted or not, but you know when you go into a certain place and you know there's something off, and you're like, this is fucking weird.
It's
and
just because you like me so much.
I don't feel right in here. No, it's not even because I like you so much. I really, every time I go in your house, I try to get scared because you always have told me that you have bad vibes from it, and it's never hit me. Dylan's house, your parents' house, is like, I used to get the creeps.
I drove by Dylan's old house.
It's because it's a Victorian house. Most Victorian houses give me the creeps.
Your old house has the like most orange, beautiful fall tree in front of it. Like
I know, I do miss that tree.
I drove by it today, and I was like, damn.
And there's leaves everywhere.
You don't have to fucking rake that though.
No, I do not anymore. But I used to like sit on my roof, like right across from that, with my pipe. And just like sit there and
Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, and sit there and be like, oh, this fucking tree is so cool. I wonder how many leaves there are. There's less leaves every day. Whoa.
Listen to the early November.
That house is not haunted though. And in fact, I don't even think I believe in ghosts anymore.
Calling it off.
I don't know.
Calling ghosts off. We can't
just
talk about not believing in ghosts in the spooky episode.
No, well, it's not that I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in the supernatural. I'll explain that in a second. But that house is definitely not haunted because I've been alone in that house in the basement in every single room at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I've been there and I've never had nothing ghostly happened ever. Like nothing spooky ever happened there that was unexplainable. And that house is like almost I don't know, it's like 150 years old. It's an
Yeah,
old
it's
ass
gotta
house.
be, 'cause
People have died in it, I'm
My
sure.
house is over 100 years old, and yours
Right.
is definitely older.
But
It's Victorian.
I just think that, I mean, I'm not saying like there's still certain things that I get really excited about, like the Bridgewater Triangle and like that whole whatever that area of the woods is called. If you don't know what the Bridgewater Triangle is, just Google it. It's really interesting. It's a fun read, but I've never been there, and I don't think I would go because if it's not spooky and scary, I'm just gonna be wasting my time. Unless you're going and you make a fun time out of it, like urban exploring or
like
something.
nothing could happen and it'll just ruin it for you.
Right,
You won't
that
even like
too.
it anymore.
Or the worst thing, it's fucking true. And like you go there and there's like ancient Native American spirits. You're like, hey buddy, like the internet told you not to fucking come here, and so now you're cursed, and everything shitty is gonna happen to you for the rest of your life, and you're just gonna die. Your head's gonna explode, and no one's gonna know because you're in the middle of this like 100 miles of woods, and I don't know. Like, so I don't believe in anything supernatural because if something exists, then it is natural, and I want to know the actual like if it exists, then it's not above existence. It just fucking exists. So like what?
It's just unexplained.
Right. What is a ghost? It's definitely not like a spooky woo. Like they're not like, I just think that ghosts were like, they would know the exact moment that I'd turn my head to look at because that's how, at the door, because that's how horror movies programmed me. I don't think that's the case. And I don't mean to rant on everyone's ghostly spooky
cool.
parade, but I think but the thing about this is though, is that if I'm wrong and ghosts are real, ghosts are way fucking scarier. That means that they're aliens, right?
Yeah.
Like they're invisible, interdimensional aliens.
Sure.
Or maybe when you die, you just go to another part of the universe, and then you get like a checkboard, like a checklist, and like you got to go to all these places, dude. You got to pay your dues. You're a ghost now.
They're like, Chris, you play Final Fantasy 8 way too much. What's your problem? You should be doing all this stuff. You gotta go do something.
You got to
else.
go be an NPC
You gotta
in
go
Final
be,
Fantasy
you gotta
8.
go be a dog NPC in Final
Yeah,
Fantasy.
every character, every sprite model is really just like
Yeah.
a dead person's soul.
I'm gonna ask you guys this on 3. Okay, I'm gonna do a countdown. 3, 2, 1. So on 1. Everybody
Wait.
say
On one
we're
or
gonna go 3, 2, 1, and then
Say
we're
it.
all gonna
Okay.
say the greatest horror game of all time. Okay, ready? Like what you think like greatest horror game all time. All right, ready?
Is this a joke or we?
No,
actually
it's a
doing
serious. It's serious. Okay, well, let's see. So you two and me. All right, just whatever comes to mind. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Resident
Luigi's
Evil 2.
Mansion. What'd you say, Joe? What'd you say, Joe?
I said Resident Evil 4. I know what you
Dylan,
said.
what'd you say?
I said Resident Evil 2.
What'd you say, Steve?
Final Fantasy 8. It's hard to play that game.
I said Luigi's Mansion,
never
which was the
played
correct
Luigi's
answer.
Chris, you have to play that for this
I really
spooky
do
season.
have to.
That's your
I
spooky season
fucking
game.
do have to play it.
Play
Right?
Luigi. Play it's for 3DS. You have a 3DS.
What? It's on
The second one, and it's wicked good.
I'm not gonna
apparently.
know the story. I'm
You
gonna
know what
miss.
story?
I'm gonna miss out. on
Luigi
this.
being dumb.
The only spoil I'll give you is that Mario and Luigi have a grandfather, and he's still alive apparently.
Is his last name Mario? I'm sorry, Mussolini. That's an old joke.
Mario
Throw it
Mussolini.
back.
It's his grandfather.
I don't get to say it's an old joke. We've been doing this podcast for like 3 months.
Yeah, we're basically we're big timers now.
Hell yeah, for sure.
This is a complete sidetrack or a callback to something we did earlier. My brother just texted me randomly and said, "What's the name of the Oblivion mod I did?" When my younger brother, when my younger brother was younger
Than he is
he was
now.
like 6 at the time. I used to post on the Elder Scrolls mod forums, and someone was doing a mod called Thieves Arsenal that had a young NPC. They're like, does anyone have like a younger brother or something that would maybe want to read some dialogue? And I was like, I have a mic set up, I can do this. So I asked my brother if he wanted to do it. He could read, and so he did it, and it ended up being really that. If you go on Joe, go on Google Thieves Arsenal TES, TES Nexus. Thieves Arsenal, what?
Well, it's just Nexus mods now.
Oh yeah, Nexus mods, Oblivion. See how many? It's the first thing that comes up, right? How many downloads does that have? 169,976.
Fuck.
Yeah, my little brother.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's Thieves Arsenal,
That
Josh.
rules.
He's famous.
He's famous,
More
but
famous than
yeah.
us.
Yeah. He's got more downloads than us.
But for real, you gotta
Um,
play Luigi's Mansion.
Yeah, I will. Fuck it. If it's on 3DS, I'll play it.
I didn't play it myself, but if you play it, maybe I'll play it.
We could
How
do it
come-
together.
oh,
You,
yeah.
you hold one half of the 3DS.
Yeah.
I'll hold the other half.
I'll be Mario.
And I'll be...
No, in all seriousness, I've actually heard good things about that game.
I wish I've had so many like scary, spooky moments in games, and it sucks that I really can't remember a ton of them. But
It's because you were too scared.
it's because I was too scared. Scared it
You
away.
gotta hold yourself together a little better. And
Not too long ago,
Shut that shit down.
me and my girlfriend started playing Fatal Frame 2. You play as
Good shit.
the two young girls who like wander through the forest, and they end up in this like ancient Japanese village that's like trapped in time during like the night of this ritual. And I haven't gotten too far into it. I plan to continue playing it now that it's October. I gotta convince her to do that.
Time's running out.
But there was so many, like, the camera angles, it's very directed, like a Resident Evil where they would switch on you. But you walk into, like, this little Japanese house or shop, and everything's pitch black inside, of course. Maybe there's some moonlight coming in from the other side of the room. And then there'll be a flash, and you'll hear, like, a little bit of a sound. And if you're not looking in the right spot, because there's a time where I only caught the tail end of it, but there'll be, like, a spirit or, ghost, like, flashing by the window outside. And those little moments of, like, almost seeing it, but not quite seeing it, always made like kind of put me on edge. They're spooky, and like that was exactly what I was looking for. Just that like little bit of like, ooh shit, like that kind of like spooky fear. Once you kind of like figure out the game mechanic of that, it's not too hard. Although the last time I played, we did get one hit killed by a boss that we didn't realize was a boss. But yeah, the not being able to like fight back. I mean, you guess you can because you take pictures of them and it disappears. But the presentation of those ghosts is always really scary. Those games are all on PSN. I would recommend if somebody has never played them, totally should download. Well, I guess it's not on PS4. You have to download it on PS3.
I was thinking about buying a PS3.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You probably pick one up for cheap.
I think they're like $250.
Seriously? Still?
Yeah, which is like.
But yeah, it sucks that you can't download all that shit on PS4 because
I know.
That's why I still have my PS3 hooked up, I
Mm-hmm.
need it for all that shit. But it was exactly what I was looking for, like just spooky ghosts. Difficulty wasn't too high or anything, but it had a really, really great horror atmosphere. And unlike Resident Evil, where you have guns and you're really cool and stuff,
Or you set the
even
camera.
Silent Hill, which is like it's a downgrade from Resident Evil. Your protagonists are all like fucked up people, but you still get guns.
Right.
Fatal Frame, you're just a little girl. Fatal Frame 2, you're just a little girl with a camera. So that there's a helplessness there.
I have just a quick question. Do you know that, or do you know if could I take like a thumb drive or like a USB drive and then put PS3 save data on it and transfer it from one PS3 to another PS3
Yeah.
Yeah,
with just a USB stick? That's
Yeah.
all.
Jesus, Joe.
you can.
I might do that.
That's what I had to do with when I upgraded my PS4 hard drive.
I might do that
put
with
it all
Dark
on
Souls.
Hell yeah.
You should.
I don't want to replay Dark Souls like from the start. I really want
You
to
should. It's
beat
fun.
it. I don't know. I don't want to like
might
all
have-
that shit I was talking about before. I don't want to go through it again.
I'm trying to think of other spooky moments. Steve, you have any?
The only one I can think of was when I played Gone Home, and it was just like spooky the whole time.
Nailed
Just
it.
because it's just like you go into this house, you're all alone. It's like a thunderstorm out. It's like the lights are all off.
I've heard that game was super overrated.
It's definitely not worth whatever like $20 it is. I got it for like $2. That's probably it's a good.
That's a
it's,
walking sim, right? More or
Yeah.
less.
It's interesting.
I know most of the story behind
I think that people who say it's overrated are probably people who are insensitive and don't care about
No.
stories being told.
Honestly, I don't. Most of those people, I think they.
Like it's pretty
They
good.
didn't think
Like,
that.
I wouldn't pay full price for it, but I got it on sale.
That's
now.
what I'm
Like,
saying. I
worth
mean,
paying that
overrated.
much.
I should probably say overpriced.
It's
It makes
definitely
a little bit more
overpriced. 'Cause
sense.
It's like 2 hours and there's not a lot of replayability because you do
There's
it once. and
basically
you're like,
none. Yeah.
There's a way you can beat that game in like a minute if you know what you're doing.
Right.
Because you
Well, see,
literally
that would piss
like,
me off.
or like less than that because you just know where to go, like a certain way. Because like you go through the whole house, like you find like notes to figure out like what's going on.
Are the visuals like crazy good? Or?
It's pretty good, but it's
Like,
just,
could you play it on a fucking iPad?
I don't think so.
No.
But I mean, maybe now because iPads are crazy. I don't have an iPad.
Most of the Telltale
Don't
games
follow
are out
iPads. Yeah,
on
but
that.
Telltale's fucking weird.
Yeah, they're a little clunky looking.
But yeah, it was
Yeah.
just like the whole thing where it's like it's super dark and like stormy out and like stuff is like it's an old house, so stuff's like creaking. You're like, is that a ghost? Like, what's going on? And like you'll hear like there's like a TV going on in like a room like upstairs, and you'll just like hear it like from like the other side of the house, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, oh, it's a TV playing like an emergency broadcast. But like you don't know at first, and it's pretty spooky. That's pretty much it though, because nothing else scares me. So
yeah.
This is pretty resilient.
Wasn't Ethan Carter a pretty spooky game?
I had some spooky feels at first, and then I realized like what that game was, and stopped being spooked out. I still enjoyed it, but Yeah, when I first described it, I think it's like episode 2, The Vanishing of Ethan Carter's Ball Cam. This is the title of the episode.
That's an awesome title.
Yeah, way to go, Dill. I like compared it to PT because I was like, oh, it's scary, but no.
You said that episode after that
It's
you
like,
took that back.
Yeah, you're right. It's just like a puzzle game, but it has great atmosphere, but it wasn't really scary. I was fascinated by it, but do you want me to go into the Twitter
Yeah,
responses?
let's do
Because,
that.
like, a few of the things I wanted to say was actually brought up, so I figured I'd save it, and you guys probably will have stuff to say about it
Right,
too.
good.
Okay, so we asked Twitter for this spooky moments in games. All right, first one we got was at Gav Weir. I hope I'm saying that right. GAVWEIR. Gavin Weir. Okay, he said
Zed. Oh wait, sorry.
Oh,
No.
no. Oh, we'll get to that. He said the opening to Silent Hill 2. Slow walk through the fog shrouded forest whilst weird noises happen all around you. Horrid. Dude, hell yeah. I'm
fog.
pretty sure, Dylan, the first time I played Silent Hill 2 was with you.
Okay.
It was many, many summers ago. We were juniors or seniors in high school, and I picked up that game at GameStop when they still sold PS2 games. Mm-hmm. That first area, I got a little bit of it replaying it recently, but the first area that you walk through when James is washing his face or whatever he's doing in the bathroom, then you walk outside, and then the spooky letter is read to you while he looks over this fog-filled landscape, and then you have control. And you're walking down these roads and you hear these horrible monsters like he's saying in this tweet. Everything's foggy, there's trees everywhere, and you're just hearing these noises. You don't know in that moment while playing it that those monsters cannot hurt you, that they're not there. It's just sound design.
It doesn't matter.
Which is Akira Yamamoto, who's one of the few composers who gets fucking credited as a producer on a video game because his sound design is so critical to what makes those games what they
It's
are.
a sensory experience.
Yeah. But just hearing all those noises, and then it goes away for a little bit, and it's just those first things, it's splashing. I think when you get near the water, and they don't ever show what it is. It's just implied what it is. And then you go to the graveyard, you talk to Angela, and she's like, "Are you my mom?" And she's like, "Oh no, you're not." Well, and it's just this weird. It's like you've just entered into a dream.
Right. It's Lynchian kind of.
The first time that we played them again, I'm pretty sure I was with you. I don't know if you remember this, but
I don't know, but there were many times we worked together.
Yeah.
And video games were involved.
We when you're in the apartment and it's pitch black, I don't remember what the apartments are called, but in Silent Hill 2 you go in there and it's a maze basically. Some rooms are locked and you have to go through holes in the wall and you have to navigate these 2 apartment buildings, and it's fucking pitch black except for what your flashlight touches, which you can't control. It's just on the front of you, so wherever you turn, you can see a little bit in front of you. There's monsters everywhere. That whole fucking apartment building is horrifying. Woo. The whole game is really scary. I mean, Steve disagrees, but
It's not scary.
I had a great time with that game. So whatever. Thanks for doing it with me, Steve. That was genuine.
Thank you, Gav Weir.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, thanks, Gav.
You the man.
That was Gav 1. We have a Gav 2 coming up.
Yeah, we have double
I
Gav.
scrolled way too far back in the feed. Okay, let's see. Here we go.
International Institute of the Preservation of Farnoids.
All right. Okay, this guy that we've never heard of, Coffee Jesus. At Coffee Jesus. That's our friend CJ. Jesus spelled with a Z or a Z. All right, he said,
Zed's dead.
daft as it sounds, Tomb Raider 2 is scariest gaming moments. Poorly lit room with loads of Neanderthals in cages below. I pulled a switch, light went out, lit a flare, not realizing the cages had gone up and one of the Neanderthals had climbed up and hit me. I went, "Whirr!" simultaneously throwing my joypad in front of me and canoeing back into the sofa. So affected am I by this that, what does that say? That Ooga Chaka song featuring Guardians of the Galaxy, Ally McBeal, reminds me of the Neanderthal chanting and genuinely unsettles me, which is bonkers. Dude, I'm glad that he brought that up, though. I obviously don't remember that exact experience, but I looked at Tomb Raider 2 and 3 as kind of almost horror games because the sound design, again, it's you're in this giant open room and it's totally silent except for Laura's footsteps, and you're just solving puzzles, and then suddenly there's just 3 notes of music "doo-doo-doo," and then a fucking tiger jumps out or something attacks you, comes out of nowhere.
That was in the demo, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was the demo level.
It always feels so unexpected.
Yeah.
In those old ones. Steve, do you get any of that sense? I've played the new Tomb Raider, but you played it a lot more. Do you get any of that in the new one?
There's some creepy moment. It's never that creepy. Oh, there's that part where you go, I can't remember where it's pretty far into the game, but you go into this underground area, and there's just a bunch of like cages built into the wall. Do you remember that? I don't remember if it's before or after you go to rescue your friends, but it's just like you go into the like this underground area, you find like these like catacombs pretty much where there's just like cages built into the walls, and they're just like filled with like dudes going crazy because like the bad guys in the game have put them there to like brainwash them into like working for them, but like sometimes they just go like completely nuts, so they're like dudes just like half naked dudes just like creeping around like just trying to eat
I
you.
remember that part now, yeah.
And like this like dude's just like, I remember there's one dude I think who asks you to kill him because he's just like, I don't want to turn into one of them, like kill me. So you just like, you can just shoot him and like kill him, and like this doesn't do anything in the game, but it's just like
Is
he's
that
just
in The
being,
Last of Us 2? Isn't there someone who's about to turn?
Early on, yeah.
Very
when you're
early.
with Tess and you sneak it through the first area.
Yeah.
Some dude's just like, ugh. There's sometimes where I'm like,
Oh,
I don't want to waste the bullet.
That's what yeah, but I feel like he's going to end up coming back and you have to kill him as a runner or something.
Yeah. Thanks for that, CJ.
Thanks for that, Steve.
Good response. Thanks for that, Steve. Yeah.
no problem.
Thanks
Okay.
for being you,
Let
buddy.
me see. Bear with me, folks. Okay.
Roar.
The other Gav at Tight to the Nail.
Gave.
Yeah. He said the entire. This is something I feel like we probably all wanted to talk about. The entirety of PT. That game literally paralyzed me at one point. I couldn't walk forward. Too scared. Just too scared. And I think I asked him. I was like, "What do you mean? Like, what part? What part are you talking about that left you so scared you couldn't move?" And then he said, "When you turn the corner and see this," and he posted a screenshot of that first time you come around the hallway,
Yep.
and Lisa is standing there under the light. He said, "I just froze, didn't dare walk forward or back." I think he had one more. Yeah. After a few seconds, I hit the PS4 home button and sat looking at the dashboard for a bit. That game fucked me up, or fucked me. I've actually scared myself a little just finding that screenshot. But do you remember, Steve? Were you the only one who was there when we played and our friend Dooley played?
No, I wasn't there.
Oh, how were
Wait,
none of
hold
you
on.
there?
Our friend Dooley, who, by the way, made the awesome
Oh yeah.
outro music that we use every week, and many
Absolutely.
others, many other great beats, which you'll be hearing in the future.
Okay,
Anyway, sorry.
thank you. Yeah, glad you said that. So
The
was just
Frim
he
sauce
was just
is his
texting me. I got to
other
respond to him in a minute. But yeah, so that moment, anybody who's played PT knows of that moment. The first time you see Lisa, the ghost, and she disappears right away. And when I did it, I think Steve and I were playing. It came around that corner and like froze. Like you see her, like, oh fuck. I'm just trying to like get a good look at her because it's just like visually, I'm trying to take it in. That's what I
Right.
like about that game is like it's photorealistic and that's why it's spooky. And then the lights go out. You take a few steps forward and the lights snap out. She cries or laughs or whatever the fuck she does. It's awful and scary, but it's just black for a second. What I did was very slowly creep forward because like, well, I can't go back. I have to go forward. Very slowly creep forward, and then you get into the room. The lights flick back on, and like cockroaches are everywhere.
Yeah.
What Dooley did when he was playing it, he saw her and then went, nope, fuck that, and then just charged at her. He was so scared, he like put his head down, like the camera down, and just ran forward. So lights go out, and then they come back on. He saw nothing. He just breezed through right into the other door. He's like, nope, not looking at it. Dude, it was amazing. It was me, Dooley, friends Josh, Ryan, Billy, Kelly. Everybody was just sitting there playing it, and Kelly was like huddled up against Dooley, like nobody could. It was this great experience of playing PT because nobody had seen a game like that before. And it was just, it scared the shit out of everybody. It reminds me of playing fucking Slender at my house.
Yeah.
Again with Dooley, Joe, you were there. Dylan, were you there?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
then Bill, I played it with Bill twice. Once when we were up in my bedroom now, where my grandmother was up there. And
Yep.
he screamed at one point when he saw
Yeah,
Slender
dude.
and like woke her up, which was
Bill,
like funny.
who was featured on episode 3,
Yeah.
is just a big time fraidy cat.
Yeah.
Dude's afraid of fucking stuff. Dude hates spiders. Yeah, Bill.
I
you're-
fucking hate spiders too.
But it was amazing,
Whatever,
like
I'm-
all of us sitting on the couch, just
Not
like
much Bill.
when we would run into Slender and just fucking everybody's just like, oh fuck no!
Yeah.
It was terrifying.
It was amazing. Those communal experiences fucking rule. I want to do that with Until Dawn, which isn't
Dude, yeah, but that
Super
takes
scary.
longer.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's better though.
Yeah, I really want to. I'm probably going to get it for myself.
rock and roll. All right,
Is that it?
next tweet.
No, there's many tweets.
That's that Bloodborne tea. Okay.
Sorry, listeners.
At Sam Earl 13. I almost said Sam Ear 113. Sam Earl. Sorry, buddy. The SNES anti-piracy screen triggered it by accident and it makes an ear-piercingly loud noise, which scared me to death. I don't think I've ever heard that. Do you know what he's talking about?
I know exactly what he's talking
It
about.
was Sam. It could be a girl. I just assumed all dudes listen to us.
Me too. Well, there's a few.
I could look into that, but now it's not the time.
More tweets.
More
I don't-
tweets.
Hold on, no. Before that, I mean, it's sort of relevant. I don't remember that NES screen because I never owned an NES. But the arcade things, like we go to Pinball Wizard pretty often, which is an arcade around where we live, and a lot of those early '90s, mid '90s arcade games have the FBI logo on them that say like "Winners don't use drugs." And I just want to say there have been many times where I was there on drugs and won many games. So the FBI can go fuck
Just
itself.
putting that out there.
Anyway,
All right. Excellent. Right on. All right. Now we got more.
The Wizard of Oz pinball game.
like if there were no drugs, that game wouldn't exist.
No, that's a good point.
No games would exist.
You're probably right.
We
but-
needed drugs to enhance our
Ed
brains.
Boon was on drugs when he made Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
You
Straight
heard
edge
it here
bros.
first, ladies and gentlemen.
Flip it.
He probably wasn't, but I like to imagine he was.
Y'all ready for this?
He's playing Street Fighter.
I'm ready for this.
At Patty Stardust, which I got to give him a shout out because a while ago he found a Final Fantasy VIII figure in a store and he just sent it to me from the UK
Aw.
because
Kick ass, man.
it was
That's
super
awesome.
cheap. But yeah, but it's still, you had to ship it overseas. That's
It's just a nice gesture.
I mean, you're only Final Fantasy 8 fan
where's
in the
mine?
world, so
right. I'm the only Final Fantasy VIII fan in the world, so he was like, yeah, might as well. But yeah, it was super nice. So thank you.
He's made it for
Thanks,
Chris.
thanks, Patty. That was awesome.
Like, oh, you sending that to Chris? Yeah, we've
yeah, we got a couple of requests for this fucking
little,
loser.
little too expensive for us, but if you like him that much, send it on over.
Yeah, thank you, Patty. Okay, so he said, Steve, maybe you relate to this a little bit. He said, Minecraft, supposedly safe tunnel system. Turn a corner to leave, and there's a creeper 2 inches away. I scream, fail to escape, poop everywhere. Creeper explodes. I lose everything. Fuck.
I love how they're just called creepers.
There's some legitimate like the first time I saw one of the Endermen in Minecraft, I hadn't been playing very long, and Steve was a little bit more of a pro. He knew some shit, but I didn't know that was in the fucking game. And I saw it, I was like, what is?
Just like the way it looks, the textures and stuff.
Yeah.
That's just kind of creepy in itself, you know.
There's a lot of creepiness in
The skeleton
Minecraft,
with
and like
the fucking
in the
swords
darkness of Minecraft at night in
bows.
tunnels, like what Patty's talking about. And you're just like, yeah, you think you're safe, you turn the corner, bam, fucking creeper.
Are you guys still playing that?
Yeah.
You guys had
No,
some.
I
Good
mean, we
stuff.
haven't in a while. I'm sure we will.
we should because I think they're dual wielding like shields and stuff are coming out soon, aren't they?
Yeah, and flying is coming out. on
Can
the
you dual
PC
wield
version.
shields?
I don't know. I know that you can do like a sword and a pickaxe. You can be mining and then fighting.
Can you tank as a shaman?
Well, you
the
can.
real question.
You used to be able to back in the
Yeah, but
day.
Flying is coming out in Minecraft on the PC. I read that today.
You can fly already in Minecraft on the PC. It's just
Oh, you can?
It's just cheating technically.
I
not
guess
cheating.
they're like actually releasing.
Well, actually, I don't know.
Maybe there's an item that doesn't know or something.
No, because you can just put it on. Like if you're the mod, you can make it so everyone can fly. Or like
Okay.
because you can do it in like the PS3 version or PS4 version, but it's just like, oh, if you do it,
mode?
you don't. No, you can do it in normal mode, but you just can't get trophies or achievements if you do it on the console version. So it's like cheating.
frowned upon.
It's like a cheat
Yeah.
code,
Gotcha.
kinda.
Okay. My boy at Jacobs_talkbox. He said, scariest gaming moment. Most of the crap and the suffering freaked me out. I don't know what that is. Do you guys know what the suffering is?
No idea.
I should have Googled this earlier because I had the same question to myself. Somebody Google it while I read the next tweet.
Google that shit.
The suffering.
I'm on it.
We're on it, Jake. We're on it. Jesus, John.
It would have made just so much notice if you actually typed it. You didn't have to fake
So,
it.
but I'm gonna go on to the other thing that he said. He tweeted us another screenshot, and he said, "This moment still haunts me from PT." And it's the moment when you hear the. Oh, did you find it?
Yeah, it's a midway PC game.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, I think he suggested this to us a while ago.
Was it that one?
Yeah, the cover art is a man in the electric chair.
Looks pretty spooky.
appears to be suffering.
Yeah, but it doesn't
For
look
sure.
like he's going
also
anywhere.
like the
Looks
smallest
like he's
picture
gonna
on the
defeat
biggest
that electric
screen.
chair. That looks fucking horrifying.
Look at how. I mean,
My
it's-
scariest moment in video games is looking at that goddamn.
I'll tell you right now, it's not that scary to me because it's so fucking small. I can't tell what's going on.
And it
on
was
the
made by
picture.
Midway. That's kind of terrifying too.
Yeah. Jesus.
Like
So-
NFL Blitz.
So this
Game
other
ruled.
one, it's the part of PT where if anyone who hasn't played, glass breaks, like a chandelier breaks or a window breaks, something like that.
Window.
It's a winder. the wind breaks, and then so your wind breaks, and it's raining out.
Back
And
to
then,
North Chris.
okay. Oh, Northern
Hold on.
Chris.
Can
All
I
right.
put one note? It also came out on Xbox and PS2.
Oh, all right. Southern Chris needs to go away now. So the window breaks, and that prompts you to look up. And I did not see this the first time playing it, and what he sent us a screenshot of, but there is a figure on the balcony above looking down at you. So of course I've always thought that's Lisa, that's the ghost. Now, the more I looked at it, it's yeah, okay, so I'm looking at it now, it's her. So my thing is that you're standing still looking up at her, and I played this part a bunch of times to try and confirm it. Because I remember a while ago saying to Steve, I don't think that's her, that's a different somebody else, it looks different. I'm zooming in on this picture now, it is her. But when you're standing there looking up at the balcony, anyone who knows what I'm talking about, there's footsteps, loud footsteps and weird ghost sounds. And the footsteps are getting closer and closer to you. And it's not you, and it's not her. The only other ghost you ever see is her. It's not her, and it's not you. So who the fuck is it?
We'll never know.
We will literally never know. But yeah, I think
I
it's
know.
the husband who killed them all. I think you get echoes of him too. I think there's still a lot of cool stuff up for interpretation in those games.
When
Or
you
that
look
game.
through the, it's not a game, it's a demo.
In that demo.
When you look through the
It's not a demo,
hole
it's
in
a
the
teaser.
wall, you hear her getting like murdered, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, you do. There's so much complicated shit going on there. Dude,
Do you watch American Horror Story, Chris?
I saw the first season.
Okay, never mind.
Dude. Fucking PT, Kojima, Del Toro, and what's his name? The guy who wrote Uzumaki. Junji Ito or something like that. He's a famous manga artist, horror manga artist.
Body
These are
horror.
3 people that I am a big fan of. We're going to make a fucking Silent Hill game.
I know.
Maybe one day when Konami makes money again because of Phantom Pain and all the Metal Gear knockoffs that they make, then Kojima can come back and they'll make. It's not gonna happen.
Why?
I know it's
I
not
don't know.
gonna
It
happen.
doesn't have to be a Silent Hill
It
game,
doesn't.
though.
I hope
you
that
know?
somebody does. I hope that he does a horror game.
Right.
There's parts in Metal Gear and Phantom Pain that are like horror inspired.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
For sure. I believe it. I think with like something like Kojima leaving Konami, I look at it almost like, you know, like I say it all the time, the Beatles are my favorite band, but I think they had to break up because if they didn't break up, we would have never had Plastic Ono Band.
Right,
We
we're
would
gonna
have
get
never
to-
had
we're
Living
gonna
in the
get-
Material World and all those amazing albums. So I really hope that Kojima does something independent of Konami that it may not be it may not be Silent Hills, but with that license that he's gonna get
Right.
wherever he
Yeah.
goes, they say Hideo Kojima, make your game.
Mm-hmm.
You are in complete control.
He doesn't need to do what the guy from Mega Man or Castlevania. He doesn't have to kickstart his thing. He can
Nope.
go to anywhere in the fucking world and people will give him $1 billion to
Please
make a
do
fucking
it.
video game.
Right.
Because he's the goddamn legend. He
like
has more
Netflix.
clout than a lot of people. For better or for worse, that dude's got a fucking legend behind him.
Right.
And people want. I want to fucking see what else he can do. You know, more than just Zone of the Enders, which is an anime robot game. But like,
Would you fund a Kickstarter campaign?
dude, what are you fucking kidding me? Of course I would. Of course I would. I need to see what
Did
comes
you
out of
fund
that.
Mighty Number 9?
No, I didn't. But I probably
You're
would
a piece
have.
of shit.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know about it until like afterwards.
I also funded for the new Toe Jam and Earl they're making.
Yeah, what is that called?
Have you ever played Toe Jam and Earl?
No.
Yeah.
Dude, those games are well. The first one and the second one are vastly different, and then they made a 3D one on like PlayStation or something, and it sucked ass. And they're going back to their roots, and this one is going to be like a combination of the first two, and it looks fucking awesome. It looks really good. So you guys should go support that shit.
Sounds cool. That's
Sorry
it for
about
tweets.
That's it. Oh, okay.
That's it for tweets. Anybody any more spooky experiences in games? Dill, you told that rad one last episode about The Last of Us starting the generator in the basement of the hotel.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
That's what like just prompted
The
that.
Last of Us, there's a certain element to horror that, or I guess it's not even limited to horror. It's just, I don't know, helplessness.
Mm-hmm.
Helplessness makes any situation that much more dire. So like I'm claustrophobic. Like I feel like I have like claustrophobia. But if I can get out, like if you throw like a blanket over my head, I'm not gonna shit my pants. But if you put me in a
if you
room,
give you laxatives, you will shit your pants.
right? That yeah. And if you put me in a closet with laxatives, I'll shit my pants before the laxatives even kick in. If you lock the door and I can't get out, if I can't get out, so like. Just this idea of helplessness makes things that much more intense. In The Last of Us, and right around the beginning when Joel is with his daughter, and I think they just crashed the car, and he's holding his daughter, and he's walking up the hill, and you see the SWAT officer, or that guy with the gun, and he's like, help, and then the guy signals or goes to his radio and calls his superiors. He's like, we have 2 down here at the hill, and then he's like, but sir, it's a little girl, and then he's just like, all right. And he aims his gun at them. In that moment, Joel, the hero of the game, or the anti-hero, but like the protagonist.
He was the hero back then.
The father, right. He was being very heroic. He's the father. That little girl had all the trust in the world that her father was going to protect her. And there was, in that moment, absolutely nothing that he could do. And it ended up, that ended up costing her life. And that just like, the thought of that is so...
It's fucking scary.
It's shrill, and it's terrible, and it's just amazing storytelling. Just period. Not for a video game, not for a visual art. It's a great way to tell a story, and it's just a great in a loose connotation. It's just a very extremely effective way to convey that feeling of utter helplessness. Something else that I thought had that was in Resident Evil 4. I'm super fuzzy. I haven't played this game since like the mid 2000s, but
I'll get you back to fill you in.
Yeah,
I haven't played it, but I know everything about that game.
The boss where you have to run around like a square. It's in a room, and there's like a thing in the middle, and it chases you, and you sort of have to like outrun it for certain, and then you recognize its pattern, and you can learn to like turn
is
around
it like
at
the
right
big
time.
dudes that have the thing on its back that you
Yes.
shoot? No, you're in like a room. I think there's a cage in the middle of the room.
Cage, that's it. Yes.
And it's a big dude with like, it looks like Vega from Street Fighter almost.
Okay.
And they have the things on the back. Like if you shoot they're blind, but they can hear.
Yes, I was just.
Right.
I had a poster of one of those in my room.
Yeah, that dude.
That thing,
Those
like,
things are fucking
just
scary.
I don't know if I was doing it wrong at the time, but I was just running in a circle with this thing chasing me, and I felt like, your fight or flight kicks in. Like, your brain's not,
sure.
You're not born with the capacity to handle a video game, like fake fear, fake survival. It kicked in your fight or flight, and so I felt like, I know I wasn't physically being chased, but my nervous system was acting as if I was.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That has always stuck with me. I've had dreams about that. I really just judge things like that on whether or not they stick into my subconscious and then give me a dream.
Yeah, I remember the first time I encountered one of those things. You can walk really, really slowly in one of the areas, and they won't notice you.
Yeah, that's why I say
You
I'm
shoot
probably
your
doing
gun
it
or do
wrong.
anything, they're gonna fucking hear you. You know what I just thought of? This ridiculous moment in The Witcher 3. I had to go to an island, and you're supposed to take a boat, and whatever I did, there was a harpy attacking me, and I killed the thing, and then I accidentally hopped off the boat. NBD, just gonna go swim back over to my boat and climb back in. But before I did, I turned the camera like the last second, and I see the giant end of a whale's tail. This fucking gargantuan thing.
That's
And
awesome.
I never saw the rest of the whale. I never saw there's like a quest where somebody's looking for a whale later on.
Dude, there's whales in that fucking game?
I guess there's this
Dude,
one that
I'm buying this game.
that I never saw anything else of. But I realized in that moment I was horrified to be in the water. I don't know why I was so scared.
It was a whale.
But it was a whale, but it's a video game. But I had this real sense of my stomach being tightening, and I was like,
Yeah.
I gotta get back in the boat. I gotta get back in the boat. And then I didn't want to I kind of went over towards some rocks. I didn't want to be out in the open water because seeing this sheer size of that thing.
Dude, oh my
and
God.
for a second I was like, do I have a real fear of giant things underwater? Yeah,
You should.
That was so scary to me. My girlfriend was with me, and she was like, I wanted to see the whale. I missed it. She was looking at the screen, but it was so fast, and just the edge of it came over the water, and it was just the waves that she saw. She just saw waves, and I saw
man.
the shadow underwater because I was now following it with my eyes. But it was so subtle, and I just the fact that could be there and be so silent and me not know about it at all until the very last second when it splashed its tail out of the water and then went back in. I was like, fucking what? Could I have just seen the whole thing, but I missed it? Dude, it blew my mind.
You just sold me on that game. I'll tell you that
I
much.
think in real life you'd probably notice a whale.
Yeah,
Long before
definitely.
that though.
They're making a Moby Dick movie with the guy who played Thor, and it looks like the worst pile of shit of all
Oh yeah, they're
time.
changing the story of what's the name of that book?
Moby Dick.
Moby Dick.
No, not Moby Dick. It's the
know.
Heart of the Sea. In the Heart of the Sea, where their Moby Dick is in the book for like 3 pages because it slams into their boat, and they're like, oh no, and then it comes back a few days later and it just slams into their boat again and sinks them, and they're like, fuck you, and it leaves, and then they all eat each other. That's how that book goes. We had to read it for school.
Read that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all get into like rowboats and like then just like start drawing straws. Like, oh, somebody's gonna die, and they just eat each other, and then they go back to Nantucket, Massachusetts, and they're like, what up?
And they have clam chowder and
Yeah.
act like nothing
And
happened.
Chris Hemsworth just like his character marries just like the widow of one of the dudes he ate. It's word. It's fine. Nobody cares.
Hey, have you heard of the movie Good Night, Mommy? It's supposed to be fucking
Yeah.
terrifying.
Our friend Josh went to go see that tonight.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
I really
his
wanted to go with him.
I don't know.
I'm sold on that trailer, dude.
I thought that trailer was. I didn't think the trailer was anything special.
Dude, it's cheap.
Everyone was talking about how it was the scariest trailer of all time, and I finished watching it and I thought it was a joke.
Women scare women like weird mutilated women like that image fucks with me. Seeing that's why PT fucked with me a little bit.
Yeah,
because
see,
it's
I
like
thought
woman who's
that-
been and
I don't
she has
think-
the bandages over her face and she's just like fucked in this trailer.
I don't.
in the Goodnight Mommy trailer.
It takes a. It's hard for
I
a
thought it was
film to
spooky.
scare me. I don't know. I just,
Something about like that somebody being in your home pretending to be someone that you know who isn't that person.
Yeah, it's unsettling.
It's the idea of it, not just that trailer, but like the idea that trailer is presenting that creeps me out
Yeah,
more than anything.
it's hard for me to get scared.
So, well, all right, Mr. Tough Guy
Unless I
over
watch
here.
the Leprechaun movies, then I'm not sleeping for weeks. Because Jennifer Aniston's acting is so poor.
Oh God,
No, I'm kidding. She's actually not that bad in the movie.
Get him.
get him!
It's a deep cut.
All right, guys, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm tired. Let's wrap it up.
I have to pee, but I'm professional, so I didn't pee this time.
I think we can probably spend some time next week talking more in depth about PT and playing experiences because I played it with you.
Yeah,
But I think just the future of those 3
Sure.
individuals, and I don't know what could happen. I think there's some stuff to
so. I
flesh
had
out.
said this to you guys earlier in a text or a few days ago. We talk about maybe each bring a game, urban legend, or like game, like creepy theory or something like that.
Yes.
I know what I want to do. I've mentioned it before, but if we all just like bring one, even just find a Wikipedia page and read it,
Yes.
we cut it down so it's more appropriate. But we have to do a little bit of homework for this one. But I think
I'm
that would
down.
be really cool. I love hearing that stuff, and it would be cool to find some stuff, even if people have heard it before. It's always fun to hear these things. So
Yeah,
look
we should do
forward
that.
to that.
I'm in.
Yeah, hopefully we can all find one cool. We can probably find something about PT. There's a lot of wacky theories about it out there.
Hell yeah.
I love theories.
Yeah, look for that next week. We'll totally do that.
Everybody have their bloodborne tea.
Oh shit, dude! You know what next week is, right? It's episode 13. It's gonna be the spookiest.
I almost started singing the X-Files music.
You should have.
Wait, are we taking down from YouTube, Chris? You're saying it too good.
Damn it.
I know. Copyright. Copyright.
YouTube doesn't give a fuck about us.
I don't know.
Matt, we have to start calling him Mario.
Mario. Nah. All right.
All right. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to the Dark Inside podcast and the Twin Humanities podcast and Darren Dugaldorf and
And your mom's podcast.
and Jamom's podcast and
my favorite.
Maybe Best podcast and
Okie dokie.
and everybody under the sun.
Thanks for listening.
Good night.
Bye.
Farewell. Adios. Smell you later.